Yeah, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Are we in there? 1 second. Check, 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 check. Microphone check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Fuck. Check, 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 check. All right, bet. Sorry about that. Yeah, just not really used to using this platform. So anyway, I'm not sure what y'all heard. So basically, what's going on in these YouTube streets is that people can't keep my damn name out of their mouth, right? But the thing is I know it's my own fault because I love calling out hypocrisy, right? So like when people are up online and they're really saying stuff like, "Oh, you shouldn't cuss people's families," and then they proceed to cuss your family, or shit like, "Oh, well, you know, these people are just demonizing people of certain religions," but then there's like, "Oh, you can't demonize us because of our religion," and other miscellaneous bullshit like yeah, so we're gonna get into all of that, right? And I want to show you guys the beginning, right? So we're gonna bring it back. Gonna bring it all the way back to last year, yeah? And we're gonna show you what happened at the beginning when it all went downhill, right? How Jihadi Jenn came to be known as an Islamophobe. Let's get into that, right? Because people love calling my fucking name, man. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure if the damn audio was working, but my religion is free from everything I'm about to do. And I'm well aware of that, right? So I'm gonna try to do it like in a certain manner. I'm gonna try, but I might cuss a bitch. I might cuss a bitch because I'm in that kind of motherfucking mode. You know what I'm saying? So uh, everything right now, I'm well aware that I'm gonna have to, ask for forgiveness from myself at the end of this. So we're gonna bring it back to last year, right? When people used to call me Jihadi Jenn, right? And they used to say that I cap for Muslims, right? I cap for Muslims. I cave for Muslims. I do this and that, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff, right? Because you know what? I never heard of nothing like Islamophobia before. I never heard of nothing, none of that. Like, none of this. I never heard of none of this shit. So, like, when it's all new. Like, I didn't know nothing about Muslims. I didn't know nothing about Muslims, right? The only kind of Muslims I known, like I said, was like Nation of Islam Muslim, like 5%ers, right? And so I didn't know nothing about Sunni Islam or none of that, right? So like when I first came onto the scene, I came up basically, through Prospect and whatnot. It was kind of like the first kind of crew you could say that I was introduced to and that I kind of got around, right? So you kind of fall into because I'm learning, right? Like, so I'm learning, right? I'm seeing that these people are really like getting messed with bad. So I'm like, damn, I didn't really understand why, right? Like, I didn't really get why. So I'm like, wow, like maybe what they're saying is actually true, right? Like, maybe these people are just like trying to get them, out of like the countries or whatever, like because of like their religion, whatever. I don't know. So basically, I was along with this thing, and I do understand that I don't like the word Islamophobia, but I do understand that there's anti-Muslim bigotry going on in many of the places. You know what I'm saying? In the UK. And I do understand that the media has something to do with that. Like, I'm not denying none of that, right? But the thing is, and especially with the people on these streams, right? They hand people um their reasons, like, for Islamophobia, like, on a silver platter. They hand it to them, right? So, like, we have people out here um threatening or I'm sorry, predicting that the incident that happened with Mufti Abu Laith, where people um went up to his home, broke his windows, broke in his doorway. You heard his family screaming. He wasn't home. And people are really threatening people with that same thing. Oh, Mufti Abu Laith's treatment incoming, right? Abu Laith's treatment incoming, right? So they say things like this. They say things like, these kuffars, they have no morals and they have this and they have that. Well, it's like, if you talk like that, right, about the people of the country what you think they're going to think about you. But whatever, like, we could get through all that because there's history there that I really still don't kind of understand. And the UK is messed up. And the UK's right wing is using this whole narrative to, like, push their agenda, and then the left is feeding off of it too because they're going into theirs. So anyway, let me just get back on track, right? So the reason why I'm basically going in on that is just to let people know that I don't deny none of that shit, right? I don't deny people are getting attacked just off the base of how they look and what they wear and this and that, right? I'm not trying to deny none of that, right? What I'm strictly trying to talk about is people in this Speaker's Corner YouTube scene, right? That's what I'm trying to talk about, and that's what I'm trying to focus on. But just keep in mind that I don't deny none of that, right? So these people in this YouTube scene, right? Like I said, like, I was like kind of around prospecting him till I got into some little kind of to beef with him, and then I kind of see, like, the way this thing is, like, real clicky and real, like, if you don't big up this one, or if you even big up somebody that this crew don't like, they'll really try to, like, say that you're a sellout and stuff like this. And it took me a while to kind of comprehend this shit. But, like, through the most part, like, I really kind of never waved nobody's flag because everybody, like, I've beefed some of the top people on here, and it's basically because I wouldn't go along with what they just telling me what to do. You know what I'm saying? I beef with Prospect because I want to wave his flag. Same kind of thing happened with Jedi. Um, I beef with Raj because I wouldn't listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Sia had this little thing back and forth on G Block or whatever, and now I come to find out that was all for no reason. Me and Sia beefed, and I caught sins, like, or I caught bad karma for that bitch. Or sorry, for that chick. Sorry, for no reason, because it was all behind a lie. So she beefed me and came at me behind a lie for no reason. And like that, and I'm just sitting here like, wow, like, so I did all that. We did all of that for no fucking reason. And like, that's cool with you? And you good with that? But like, all right, anyway, but that's besides the point, right? So let me tell you how it went from Jihadi Jenn to Islamophobia. So I blame it on. I'm gonna be real, right? It had everything to do with Surfaz's Sikh shows. Yeah, everything to do with those shows, right? Because they decided, because they were angry with this guy going at their thing for so long, they're finally gonna break it down and go through their thing. Gary's gonna break down his religion and go through his thing, right? So kind of like a tit for tat, like revenge type of whatever kind of thing it is, right? So it's all good, right? So I'm over there, because Sikhism is a dharmic faith. We have a lot in common. Like, we have core principles that's common. We have core principles that's opposite, right? So, what I did was, for the most part, is, if there were questions I knew the answer to, I would jump on and give the answer. If there was questions that I could look up from a source that I knew maybe that the panel wasn't going through, I would jump on and give a source, or jump on and give some info, or I would post Wikipedia things in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And it turned into like what happened is it turned into, why am I capping for Raj? But the shit's crazy because it really had nothing to do with Raj. Like, to me, I know it had nothing to do with Raj, but to them, it had everything to do with Raj. Right? And that's like weird to me because, like, they're spending a whole lot of time on one guy. And yeah, me and him had our issues. And while this was starting, we still had issues. Right? So me and Raj were. This is what makes it crazy because when they started doing the Sikh shows, me and Raj still had beef at the beginning, right? So, like, they're accusing me of defending him. I still have beef with the guy, and it's like he's accusing me of appeasing that, or whatever it was at the situation. You know what I'm saying? But basically, I have people in both camps telling me to basically step down, right? Step down. Don't get on the panel. Don't say nothing about it. Don't say nothing about this or that. You know, and basically I was like, no, like, I'm gonna get on, and if it has something to do with the Dharma that I can defend, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna say it. Like, can't nobody tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, like I was really like kind of bugged out at the thing, and now this is where people say I turned my back. Like, I turned my back? Who did I turn my back on? Who did I turn my back on? Because all I did was jump up there and defend my thing. Literally. Literally. When people been fucking saying all this stuff, like, oh, you know, like, oh, Jen will defend Islam, there you go, she's so great, this and that, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, first of all, that like, I will kind of tend, you know, to stand with who I've perceived at the time was being oppressed, right? Until I really start learning more about the situation. So the first person who I was cool with for a year before, like a prior, maybe more. I was cool for mad long, like since I came around. The first person to switch up on me is Halima, yeah? And now this one had the nerve, like everything, every other sentence that comes out of this chick's mouth is pure lie. Lie and vile filth. Right? The things that she said to me today, mentioning my kids and all of that, she crossed the line with me. She crossed the line with me today. You know what I'm saying? She mentioned my child, which I have never done to her, which people have made shows on and threw in her face how Kafar saved her kid's life, right? I never did none of that. Because I was just happy that, you know, nothing really happened to her kid, right? Like, I'm glad. Nobody wants no harm for a kid, right? Like, that's messed up. How could you wish harm on somebody's kid? That's a baby. That's an innocent baby, and still I can't stand this chick, but I still will never wish no harm on her kids, right? And she had the freaking nerve to bring my kids out of her mouth today. So this is what set me off. I'm like, you know what? This shit's been building up. Every day I've been listening to her sit up there and lie, and lie, and lie, and lie. Yesterday, she said I turned my back on the Muslims, right? I want you to prove it to me, Halima. She says I'm openly Islamophobic. Prove it. Prove it. Come prove it. Show me screenshots. I've had people I've invited into my Discord server. The link is right on the screen. I've had people I've invited in there. Please lay out your grievances with me. Bring all your screenshots. Bring everything you got. Everything you think I said, right? Bring it all. I'll explain it all. Because I stand by exactly what I say. And I'm not fucking scared of none of these people to have to deny anything that I've said in my mouth. Out my mouth. So like all this like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, people know there's trolls. People know there's trolls of me. People know good and well they got troll accounts of me on their cell phones because they log in as me with my picture and they still deny it. So they won't go around and compile a bunch of fake ass screenshots of shit I didn't say from an account that's got my name and picture and has me blocked. So I can't even see it, right? So it's like, all right, so I stop like this, like Rod says, like, yeah, just stop writing in their chats, and then they can't deny it. People know how to get at me. Faz knows how to get at me in DM. People know how to contact me to ask me if this is really me, right? If you see somebody in a chat saying some shit, you know good and well I'm not gonna say. Why are you gonna highlight the shit, put it on the screen, and then let people cuss me for 30 fucking minutes? Like, for real? Like, this is really what we're doing out here? Like, this is really how we rolling out here. Yeah? You gonna put some fake ass comment on me on the screen? And then let people cuss me? Call me a fucking bitch and a fake ass Buddhist and all kinds of other shit that this guy was. Alright, you know what I'm saying? I never claimed to be a good Buddhist. I don't even have that much knowledge. I'm learning still, right? I beg somebody to bring just one person from the entire Speaker's Corner conglomerate of streams and everybody who puts Speaker's Corner at the end of their name who never even been there just to chase clout off the place. Bring me one of them who's following their religion perfectly and I'll shut the fuck up. I'll shut the fuck up right now. Yeah, they might be trying to get a reaction. But I've been good, Sosa. I've been good. Like, I ain't really been replying. I've been throwing hot ones here and there. And that's about it. But I want to really get it all out tonight. You know what I'm saying? I wanna lay it all out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He was the one that first started calling me a mushrik. Yeah, that's 100% true. you know. But look at the karma. Look at the karma, though. You know what I'm saying? If I can highlight chats, I can't do it from this platform, but if I can highlight a comment right now, this guy, look at the karma. Look at what happened to that same dude, Chuck. Chuck, look what happened to him today, right? It all comes out eventually. It all comes out, don't it? It all comes out. You can't escape karma, man. You can't escape it. People start dissing Sheik shows, or people start dissing Sicky, channels get shut down. People start beefing. People get doxxed. People start all this stuff happens. And what happens? And we're just sitting here like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Mr. Palo. Shout out to Alul Hakwal Istakama. Yeah, big up, bro. Big up everybody in the chat. Reactionary, big up. General Sosa. Come on. Sonny S. Ex-Muslim free thinkers. Chalk. Everybody and anybody I didn't get, right? So, um, the garbage been crazy. right? Because everything that came out, everything that came out on everybody, right? People who was cussing me, right? Turns out that, they got family members in questionable situations, right? And like, yeah, like all that came out. People's pictures are getting exposed. People address get doxxed. Yep, 2 channels gone since the Sikh shows, right? And now look what happened now, right? The first day they really decided to go in on Shiva and the Linga and everything. You know what I'm saying? Boom, channel gone. Channel gone. Some may call it see alive. I call it karma like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how it is. If it was heard, I dealt it, then be it. It came. Like, but that's the thing. Like, I never even struck no one's channel. I never even tried to get no one's channel, like, take it down. So I just sit here and watch the shit unfold. Like, you know, they're trying so hard to go at mushriks and go at Hindus and this and that and these Hindus, these Hindus, right? All right, go on, man. Go on. Go on. Because when you really get into it, right? Like when you really get into like the history, nobody wants to admit all these stories, they all have Hindu origins. All have Hindu origins. There's a lot of stories. People don't want to deny it because they want to deny their Hindu and Buddhist culture and history, right? They want to deny all their history and never claim to be Hindus and Buddhists because they're embarrassed of that, right? But like, how could you move forward if you don't make peace with your past? My ancestors were worshiping wild shit. Jupiter and Saturn and fucking Zeus and um Athena and whatever. The Romans were Greek gods, right? They were worshiping wild stuff, right? But not once have I ever thought like, wow, I'm really ashamed of that. Like, I should try everything to cover it up, like my Italian heritage. Like, let me, like that never even occurred to me. Like, it just is what it is, right? They were what they were. You can't go back and change it, but you could change what you are, right? If you think you're better, then it is what it is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we're gonna get into the origins. We're gonna get into the origins. Matter of fact, let me pull it up. Where's it at? All right. So basically, yeah, this is from last year at the beginning of 2020. So these are very old. They are, it is old, but it was while everything was going down, right? So this just proves that prior to all of that, me and this girl were cool. Look, bless up, sis. You know, blah blah blah. I was telling her about a discussion I might have with a monk, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's just oh, it will be very interesting, blah blah blah. Like we were cool. I'm good, Jen. How are you, my love? I'm like, hey, how you been? Not bad. Same thing, really. Everything good. We were chilling, right? But then sick shows start coming, right? So now it's when did I start supporting Raj and speaking for him? And who even abused Sikhi on Foga channel? No one can abuse Sikhi even if we tried. Compared to how Raj has attacked Islam and the Muslims, best not to get involved. It looks so fucked up, especially how he came for you. Exposing my personal details, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and I don't never support no doxing of no kind, right? So, yeah. So then we get into it. So basically, this was a time where this girl was banned from Faz's channel and he wouldn't let her on. So she was extra mad at me because I went on and was defending my religion, right? So yeah, so, I got the impression when you're even in the picture in the first place, all Buddhists and Sikhs that can't see what's going on should stay out of it. Their way of life isn't being harmed, just question. If you choose to remain ignorant in your little world, that's fine, but don't dismiss that his words don't have an impact because if you all use that same advice, then you shouldn't worry about what we're doing on Sikhi today, right? Only words. Can you see the hypocrisy coming out of even your mouth? Also, who cares about what Raj says to you on a personal level? You need to stand up for what you believe in, and that's right across the board. Not just when reincarnation is being questioned. You tell us to be silent, but because no Sikh or Buddha can't shut Raj up, we just allow him? I don't think so, Jen. Just stay away from it. And like this is blindsiding me because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where the fuck is this shit coming from? So I'm like, yo, like, I honestly don't get what issue you have with me. I never said anything about Faz doing shows on Siki. All I said was I'm careful with what I say about others' beliefs because if I wouldn't want it said about mine. And I never told anyone to be silent. I specifically said, you guys are grown. You can do whatever you want. I said, also, I can't speak for Sikhs. I can only give info on the commonalities we have and I am out of it. Like I said, I didn't even jump on to discuss this guy. I jumped on to talk to Trilla about Tupac, but just like every day, the subject goes back to Raj. I suggested to stop giving him clout and allowing his words to hurt. But yeah, it's all good. You won't see me involved again. Peace, right? March 17th. So this girl says, Jen, from where I was listening, you were agreeing that we're being disrespectful to Sikhs. You said it a few times, but failed to give examples. Yet it's best you don't get involved because we don't want people to stand with the Muslims and think they're doing us a favor. We can stand up for ourselves. But the whole world expects Muslims to stand with them when they're being persecuted. Use Allah laws when it suits them. It's time to learn about other people' way of life. And if end of the day there's any disrespect, it'll never be on the level of what others have said about Islam. So yeah, breathe easy, girl. Buddhists, Sikhs, and Hindus all from one tree. Also, Foga and the rest of these donkeys have more love for people outside Islam anyway, so you're doubly assured he won't mock your way of life or anyone else's. And I'm like, yeah, hey, it's whatever. I'm used to being mocked by Abrahamics. I said I can't control that. I can only control how I choose to react. But anyway, do your thing. I wish you the best. And then she's like, Jen, don't make this about yourself. You know very well it's about what Raj is doing. So in here, right, it says like they're not trying to actually learn about other people's religions. This is about what Raj is doing. Okay? Point blank, period. That's it. So bringing yourself in, it is embarrassing. Okay? Just relax. And I'm like, cool. Like, who the fuck is making it about me? Right? So then this one says, no wonder Raj says anything he wants on Islam and endangers Muslims. His way of life don't have no laws, rules, or regulations to keep the people in check. It's just a wishy-washy belief and we're meant to respect it? Question mark? Not that anyone isn't anyway, but if you're seeking a real religion, Jen, you should look into Islam properly, as the beliefs you all hold don't seem to be working in keeping your people in check. Bro, what are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? So now the real feelings start coming out. You know what I'm saying? Now is how you really feel. Because I'm not backing your thing anymore. And now I'm in a position where I have to back my own. Now, now your true colors start coming out, right? Like, what am I supposed to do? Get up there like fuck Sikhs? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. So, let me keep going. And I'm like, what? Oh, no, no, no. I said, I'm not sick. I don't know what you're trying to get at, right? Oh, right. I thought you weren't going to get involved, but I saw you commenting, etc. So I thought I'd share my thoughts too. I'm like, what? Lol. I posted a wiki answer to a question. How's that being involved? Did I judge anything? No. Did I insinuate something? No. And I'm like, what's really good with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is really good with you? And then, I'm just saying the whole reason why I suggested we talk about other religions so we can help guide people to a better life. Because as you can see around the world, no one's able to hold any of their people accountable. It's only Islam that tells you this. So by you getting involved and sharing wiki answers isn't even isn't really helping, is making people even more confused because your faiths aren't religions. They're just based on whims and feelings and desires and realms. You should actually teach Farida and all the others that share your belief and support about how you think people should behave under these understandings you and the Sikhs, etc., hold, because many don't have guidance like we Muslims do. All right. And on that, I'm going to pause because let me talk about guidance and rules and regulations. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk about slanderers and liars and people who threaten to harm people's babies and people who threaten to have people's rapist brothers show up and rape grown men and rape women and use their rapist brother and say, oh, it was just a mistake. He's mentally ill. He's mentally ill. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Poor boy, right? Poor boy. I'm so sorry. Why are you apologizing? Like, that's your family, right? Okay, if my little brother did anything like that, yo, he could die in his cold ass grave. That's a fact, bro. If my little brother had harmed a woman like this girl's brother has harmed a woman, yo, you're on your own, man. I disown you. You're not my family no more. I turn my back on you, and I hope you rot in prison with the rest of the scumbags that harm women. But instead of denouncing rape and, saying this is a terrible thing, there's apology for it. There's apologists for it. So people are talking about people being rape apologists, right? But they're literally surrounding themselves with a bitch who apologizes for rape on a daily basis. Where the fuck is the outrage? Where the fuck is the outrage? You know what I'm saying? So where's the outrage at? Like, because let me tell you something. I was listening to this chick show Sia yesterday, right? And whatever, after I found out it's really a lie, like whatever, I really don't got no issues with the girl. Cause I get it, like she was defending what she thought was right at the time, like I was, yeah? Like I was, right? Defending what I thought was right at the time, right? So this girl was saying something on her stream yesterday that was so true, right? She was like, yo, if me or Zubaydah had said these things, it would have been over for us, right? There would have been videos and videos upon videos about Zubaydah saying this or Sia saying this, or even if Raj said something like that. Like, people have to watch what they say, right? But like these literally schizophrenic, insane, psychopathic people get to come up here and say whatever the fuck they want, including threatening rape on a man by another grown man, and people pass that shit off and sit there and kiki with the bitch on the channel like everything is good? Really? And you want to talk about accountability? You want to talk about rules that keep people in check? What's the rules for slander? What's the rules for lying on people and saying false shit about them? What's the rules for that? Where's the accountability for that? So what we talking about rules and whims and desires and shit? You know what I'm saying? So like the hypocrisy is so thick. The hypocrisy is mind-blowing, man. The hypocrisy is mind-blowing. These people are wild. And they want to come to me about fucking rules and being held to accountability. Like, are you taking a piss? As my UK family would say, are you taking a fucking piss? Like, can we just let that sink in for a minute? In the words of Ultra Funky, can we just let that shit sink in for a hot second? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, mental health is real. Mental health is real, and I understand and even have compassion for people on these streams with mental health, right? But if you are so mentally ill that you are threatening rape on another grown man to be raped by another man, then I don't think these people should be allowed online or even in society. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think these people, this is beyond mental health, bro. Like, this is fucking insanity. So when people look at these actions, right, and they say, look at these Muslims, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it gets to a point where people can only fuck you so many times before you're like, all right, like, whatever, like, I'm doing for self. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So accountability, right? We just had this discussion about accountability in our religions, and her religion have the only religion on the face of the earth to hold their people accountable for what they've done. So like, where's the accountability at? Where's the responsibility? Where's the love and compassion for fellow human beings that's saying you could wish harm on them? Let's not forget that this is the same one who threatened to have a 3-year-old child put in the care of her rapist brother and said, oh, my brother will take good care of her. That's the same person. And the dude she said that to, I don't even like. And he don't like me. So I'm not speaking from no place of bias. No, it was a female named Halima who threatened to have her rapist brother go to rape Raj when he got out of prison. And you could go on his show, and I know that he's got evidence of that. So when we talk about accountability and all this other BS, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's a joke to me. It's a joke, right? Like, it's a joke. So She said many don't have guidance like we do, right? Guidance, yeah. So is that what, is, what guided you to say the filth that comes out your mouth? So I said, wow, okay. Why don't you direct your anger and judgments to people who are actually opposing you, right? Because at this time, I wasn't even opposing none of that. All I literally did was explain some things about reincarnation, explain some things of what I read on a wiki article, explain what I knew personally about Guru Nanak, which wasn't a lot, right? So she says, I'm not angry, and there's nothing wow about any of this. Like I said in the beginning, this is about learning about Sikhi, giving them guidance, and also counteracting the hate that's coming from certain Sikhs who don't seem to follow any rules or laws. So here we go again about the rules and the laws, right? What are the rules for slander? What are the rules for lying? Pure lies. Lie. Like, I could tell you right off the bat, in Buddhism, one of the main precepts, one of the top 5 or 8 precepts, is right speech. So you're literally, there's discourses on right speech, false speech, people who say good things, people who say wholesome things, right? And I realized that my speech today is none of these above, right? So I could acknowledge that, right? I'm breaking precept by doing this, right? At least I could acknowledge it and not try to justify it, like saying other people don't have anything that they're held to. So she said, like I said, just watch, no hate, no need to get involved. You don't follow a faith. So no point in sharing anything as there's no real grounds for it. Compared to what we follow, it's not a dig, but a reality. Humans need laws to follow, otherwise we'll end up like everyone else. Imagine if Buddhists or Sikhs took over the world tomorrow. They wouldn't know how to rule or run it. And I said, yeah, it's not a dig? Question mark. Okay. So basically you said I don't follow a faith. There's no point sharing anything. There's no grounds for anything that I believe in, right? No grounds for anything that I believe in when what I believed in is came 1,000 years before what y'all believe in and is still here to this day. It's this one of the largest religions in the world. Top 5. So if it was no grounds, it had no, nothing, like, do you think it would still be around today? Okay. No structure for anything, you see. So what structure is do you have that, tells you it's okay to threaten rape on a 3-year-old baby or put her into a care of somebody who has committed that in the past? And I really don't want to like keep bringing up like things of the past or whatever because I really don't think that's fair. But the fact that you still apologize for it and justify it is absolutely disgusting. And it means the selective outrage is fucking mind blowing, bro. Selective outrage is mind blowing. You want to sit there and have panels and talk shit about people who freaking flip their hands the different way when you pray and call them kuffers and this and that and all this other stuff, but you sit there doing this with a woman who is a literal rape apologist, definition of a rape apologist. Like, is it me, people? Like, what the fuck? This shit don't make no sense. Like I'm just like in these messages, I'm like, what? So I'm like, what you trying to prove? Like, what the duck have I done to you? Obviously, my autocorrect was being dharmic that day. Um, No, it's not. No need to make it personal either. Just saying, listen and learn. You spent enough time around us to know the full story. You haven't done anything. All I'm saying is don't get involved when we're talking about Sikhi because Boops is there explaining, and now we know Sikhi isn't a religion and has no rules. So no wonder there are more people out there like Raj because some people don't understand there are rules in life we have to follow for the safety of ourselves and others. It's why Raj got away with it for so long and is being allowed to get away with it. So it's better we give dawah as per our religious duty to help better the world, right? Did I say anything wrong? And I'm like, like, so basically she's saying Buddhism isn't a religion, Sikhi ain't a religion, like it's all just bullshit. And then she's like, oh, did I say anything wrong? Yeah. Yeah, you did. I said, like, it's whatever. I'm good with this. I don't know. But I said, I feel like I need to comment and clarify. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. But if I feel like I need to comment and clarify something, I will. Coming to me, calling our religions false because they don't align with what you want really isn't necessary. I'm not over here giving opinions. I said, so I'm not getting involved with the beef with Raj. I said, I literally don't give a shit about him. Do you? And like I said, yeah, this was back in the day when me and Raj was beefing. Um, so she says, I'm not saying you don't have a version of whatever you believe in, but you can't prove it, is what I'm saying. It just doesn't stand any chance of a debate. Nothing is really solid to learn up as it's not even a religion. Okay? So, like, again, like she's telling me that everything I believe in is fake. So, I said, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I don't care enough about what people think. I said, what are you trying to trigger me or something? I said, I'm good. Like, go find a Sikh to beef with. I never beefed you or called your thing false. Opinions, she says, opinions are fine, but like I say, to find the truth, you need to research. That's all I'm saying, Jen, because the comments you're making aren't facts. They're from Wikipedia. I said, I've found my proof. I don't need to debate it or prove it to anyone. She said, that's good, but like I'm saying, it's not the truth, as we humans need to be held accountable for our actions. We can't live on whims and desires. Oh, really? Okay. The world is doing just that, living on whims and desires, and it's not working very well for them. Because of lack of value in life and disregard for other people, look how much the poor people are suffering in the world. Leaders are doing whatever they want when the genocide on Muslims for 20 years. Okay. Um so like this whole whims and desires thing is just, again, like the irony is like it's fucking ridiculous, right? Like it is crazy because like you have no accountability, no shame, no sense of right or wrong. You have no morality. You are literally one of the people on this entire freaking circle with no morals, like absolutely no freaking morals. And it's like so apparent, and the people who appease you are just as bad, to be honest. Yeah, exactly. She copies words, and you could hear her making up lies in her head, like as she's stammering along to try to get a thought out of her fucking mouth. Everything is, oh, the Shias, the Hindus, the Hindus, the Shias, the Shias, the Hindus, it's the Hindus, the Hindus, the Shias, the Shias, the Hindus, the Hindus. Well, no offense, but maybe you should look up, while you guys were sitting there mocking Lord Shiva the other day, um, in the Shiva Linga and everything like that. Why don't you look up the sources of the Linga and the Yoni? Because those sources will tell you that the linga is to represent the male fertility, and the yoni, aka the kaba, is meant to represent the female. So just like people circle during Hindu rituals, they will circle an object like either a fire or a statue. They'll circle it 7 times while wearing white robes and shaved heads. So it's just no place to mock, is it? Like, you really don't have no place to mock, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the origins, yo. Like, you're doing the same thing, but to different stuff directed at different deities. So, like, why bother? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing rituals, they're doing rituals. Who cares? And I learned my own lesson with this. You know what I'm saying? By trying to diss other people rituals. And I shouldn't have done that because we have rituals myself. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and I learned that that's my accountability. I held for myself. That's my accountability that my religion taught me to apologize to people who you have offended, to try to make up with people who are kind to you, to try to see things with kindness, right? I publicly apologize for that one. Yeah? Let's get back to misaccountability, yeah? So I said, listen, your truth isn't mine. There's no universal truth. I'm not living in my desires. My belief actually teaches how to tackle this, and we have very strict code of conduct. So think whatever you want. I said, I'm going to jump off this now. I don't know what your point is in all this anyway. Have a good night. So, like, this girl has literally told me that my religion is false, that the Dharmic religions are fake, and I'm still sitting here like, have a good night. So who turned their back on who? Who turned their back on who? Who started this? So again, she comes back. If more people actually cared, we wouldn't be seeing half the tragedies we're seeing today. Okay, good night, Jen. Let me know what that strict code of conduct is. I like to read and compare. Right? So this was one day. The next day, they were talking about Guru Nanak. And I said he was. Yeah, I said something like the effect, like he was a highly respected man in that area, like respected among people of all religions, right? Like he did Hajj, like he went there, right? Like he was highly respected among the people of his time. Like he was a great spiritual master, a teacher, right? So I must have been on the panel saying something about him being highly respected. So she says, all right, and now I'm sorry to the Sikhs because this is offensive, and this is how people really feel. This is how this girl really feels about Sikhi right here. So Guru Nanak was a highly respectful liar. What are we listening to on Faz show? So much support for Sikhi, even though no one has done any disrespect. Looks like what Raj has done it because Siki has allowed it, it seems. I said, why don't you jump on the panel and express yourself then? She says, I don't need to. You're there supporting Siki, so it's all good. LOL, you said you weren't going to be involved in this, but you're in the eye of the storm. Who are you, Jen? I thought you were against Islamophobes. Like, so now I'm getting to the point where I'm getting like, all right, so I said, how am I for them? Like, what in this whole thing, what does this even have to do with Islamophobia? This doesn't have nothing to do with that. We're talking about Sikhism and Dharmic faith, right? So I say, how am I for them? So what now? Every move I make, you're watching me? I say, Halima, don't become who you hate. Like, why are you watching everything I say? Why are you watching all my comments? Why are you listening to everything I say? You know what I'm saying? Why you gotta comment on everything I say? Who are you? you know? So she says, I'm just listening to your bullshit, Jen. People are supplying evidence, and all you're bringing to the argument is what ifs, just like all other Sikh advocators. That's why I said step out of it and to someone with more facts and knowledge come up. Someone who knows the faith and isn't a racist Islamaphobe. I'm not watching you. Don't get it twisted. I'm listening to the show and learning. How is it so many years a fat Sikh got away with so much Islamophobia? I said, listen, I'm a 42-year-old woman. I was 42, I'm 43 now. I'll participate in whatever panel I choose to. Like, yo, like, who do you think you're talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like, and what does this have to do with Islamophobia? So I just want you to see. I want you guys to see, and this is why I'm doing this. I don't really like exposing personal shit or whatever, but I felt like it was need to do because I've heard enough lies and bullshit and for the last couple days to like really trigger me. And then today my kids get mentioned, so yeah, I'm a little vexed, you know? I tried to wait it out. I tried to sleep like, all right, let me wait a couple hours, wait till I calm down, see if there's a better way to approach the situation. But nah, I want to show you guys literally, how Jen Wallace went from Jihadi Jenn to the top Islamophobe on YouTube. And this right here is, you see the narrative that's being pointed, right? And this is all when it started. So it says, looks like his belief is helping to spread this misinformation. Guru Nanak didn't even invent Sikhi. I said, this is actually insane. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm like, this is getting weird now. You know what I'm saying? And she says, I'm 40 and I'll say what I need to say also, Jen. I'm just observing the bullshit that's going on. Culture doesn't take precedence over religion. Guru Nanak knew Islam very well. Why would he leave a fact-based religion over something pagan or otherwise? Do you think he was a Shia? A Shia? Like a Shia, really? Like, I would have kind of felt better if she said Hindu, because this is the other one she hates, but like a Shia? Like, why? What the? Like, a Shia? Really? Do I think he was a Shia? Why would I think he was a Shia? Like, what the fuck? Usa. Okay. Like a Shia. Alright, I'm gonna stop. Okay. I said, no, I don't think he ascribed to labels. I said, no religions are based on facts. It's all faith and belief. She says, yeah, I'm done. You carry on. I said, the fact is no one can prove or disprove God. She said, bring facts to the argument is all I'm saying. This world can't float on fairy tales. I said, yeah, that's the only fact. Don't bring the atheist argument, please. You're meant to be a Buddhist. I said, I'm bringing the Buddha's own argument. She says, bye, Jen. I said, peace. So a couple days later, and this is the end, Jen, why are you causing problems on Muslim channels? You're showing who your allegiance is with. The Muslims have been oppressed for 5 years, but you're adding more trouble. Go back to Dan's Discord, because you said 4 or 5 times now you weren't going to get involved. You always seem to be in the eye of the storm, making matters worse. I'm seriously surprised. And then I'm like, alright, like, have you actually lost it? Like, I'm done now. Like, this is starting to get creepy. Please leave me alone from now. So this is it. Like, I'm done with this chick. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I'm a grown ass woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grown. I will go wherever I want, whenever I want and discuss whatever topic I please. So she says, you don't have the answers, so why are you getting involved? You're lost. Actually, I'm going to leave you alone because you're not who you say you are. Yeah? So that's that. Right? My allegiance, yeah? Like, let's talk about allegiances, right? So, because this in allegiances seems to be like the thing that pisses everybody off, right? Like, because people want you, they like want your allegiance and they want you to be on their side and cape for them and do everything and say everything. But when it comes time to have allegiance to yourself, people don't want to hear that. Like, now it's all fucked up. Now it's all, oh my God, how could you do this? Like, literally, this had nothing to do with Raj. This had nothing to do with Islamophobia. This had nothing to do with uh my allegiances, and everything to do with me participating in panels that were talking about dharmic faiths in sometimes they were okay, sometimes they were throwing hot ones and being very disrespectful. They were not there to learn. They were there for revenge. And because I decided to, you know, d- lay down their cause and pick up my own, now I'm an Islamophobe. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is how, and because this girl went around and started spreading all this stuff about me, people started to believe it. And this is how I went from Jihadi Jenn to the biggest Islamophobe in the online circle, which I think is also a stretch because, goddamn, like, there's way worse Islamophobes than I am. I don't even think I'm it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you think I'm bad, which I don't even like, I question, like, most of my stuff is about Abrahamic principles in general, right? Like Abrahamic faith as a concept, or the personalization of God, like as a concept. You know what I'm saying? So these type of tenets, like I'll question, or oppose, depending. But you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Why so religious? Look at it. He says, don't compare yourself to my Islamophobia. Enough said, bro. Like, enough said. How could you put me on a level with that? This guy's got fucking 80 freaking 5 shows on his whole channel, like, debunking things that are in your books. So, like, I have one video on my channel clearing up lies that somebody said, and that makes me an Islamophobe because Zakir Naik lied blatantly about Buddhism, and I decided to call him out. One other amongst other people online who called him out in a way more disrespectful, way worse, way different way than I did. Where I did even, you know, uh, attack him as a person. I didn't attack his ideology. I didn't attack anything else that he said. I literally took one video that he lied about and proved his lies with text and backed it up with facts. So that's what I'm saying. You got people out here like Christian Prince. I'm not even going to say Hatun because she's small time compared to people like Christian Prince. I would say he's probably one of the biggest ones. But yet, I've only ever seen one person, M-Stacks, go on Christian Prince channel and actually try. I mean, he failed, but he tried, like, to go at him. This guy's one of the biggest enemies. He's got thousands of freaking followers, thousands of viewers every show. And you worried about me defending my religion. Why? Yeah, another. Look at, like earlier today, she's always claimed to have so many issues with Raj. She was just talking to him normally on Walla's panel. And did you notice, another? Did you notice how any time Raj jumps on a panel with this chick, she gets all giggly and, oh, Raj, oh, oh, Costa, oh. Like, what is it? Like, you like the attention. You like the attention. You like the attention, don't you? You like it. You know what I'm saying? And this guy ain't even cussed her like, you know, like he could have really. You know what I'm saying? So like if you weigh it and like Raj ain't even been bad lately at all. Like he don't even he's nothing like he was like when I for like 3 4 years ago. And if you say he is, like, that's a blatant lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you be real, like, this guy don't even do videos like that no more. So, I mean, listen, the lies, the bullshit, the slander, you know what I'm saying? Yes, Sonny, gets her all giggly. It's weird. Like, it's weird. It's real weird. She loves it, though. Like, you can tell. She loves it. But let me not slander. So maybe she don't love it. Maybe it's just awkward laughter. I don't know. Because through this whole thing, I'm trying to say, what have I said that's slander? I brought out the facts. I brought out the DMs. I brought out who turned their back on who first. I brought out who dissed whose religion first. And I brought out where the narrative switched that I'm an Islamophobe. Yeah, and that's cool, Sonny. But you know what? I'm going to keep this video up. And anybody real, you know what I'm saying? Like anybody real, and I've said this from the start. When people, like Zabeda, I know y'all got your own issues with her, but I still I never, I don't got no issues with Zabeda. Some of y'all might not think the way she does or whatever, but like when she comes to me and says, Jen, like, you're being a little Islamophobic, like, then I'll start worrying. But all these other people, like these people who are doxing and cussing and doing memes and putting, names out, their parents and all this, talking about people's children. You know what I'm saying? When they say things, like, I don't really care. Because look at the kind of people that they are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather take the label of a hater than somebody who lies and just slanders and bullshits all day. You know what I'm saying? So like minus the part of this girl liking it or getting giggly or whatever, but she does get giggly. It's weird. I'm not just saying that. It is weird. But that's pretty much the worst shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is facts. I'm not sitting here talking shit. The proof is out there on Rogers about, her brother and all that nasty shit. Today earlier on the panel she was apologizing for it, making it okay and covering it under, the guise of like mental health or whatever. But believe me, I know plenty of people who are mentally ill that don't attempt to rape women. And the fact that you use that as a tool and people let you ride with that is beyond me. So anybody around that who's like, Yeah, she does like it, Rod. I know. I could hear it. It's all giggly and cutesy. She loves attention. Yeah. But like anybody, like y'all sit with a literal like rape apologist, right? Who has said terrible things, right? If it was anybody else who had said those things, they would be done out here. And anybody who's sitting with that and trying to make moral judgments on other people is a joke, honestly. Like clean up your own panels before you try to make moral judgments or talk about accountability. Yeah, no, it's not an excuse at all. It's disgusting, actually, and it's fucking despicable. Um, Let me see. I wasn't gonna. I'll put the link out if anybody wants to join the meet. I don't know if it will work. Let me see. How do I activities? Show meeting details. Okay. Copy. Sorry, I'm still not good at still getting used to the OBS. I did run out of StreamYard hours. um there's the link if anybody wants to join. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's funny how, you could call people retards and, all this shit. You hear this guy cussing this girl today. It was wow. Like, just, I was like, wow. Can somebody please explain to me what an ex-murtad is? Because I thought murtad was an ex-Muslim. So, like, how could you be an ex-Muslim? It doesn't really make that much sense to me. Um, Big up, Mr. Palo.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
All right.
You good? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I had to get this off my chest. You know what I'm
No
saying?
problem.
I had to set the narrative right and just explain. I've been holding this info, like I've been holding this in for a while and I just after my kids were mentioned, I'm like that's it. Like I'm done. Like don't mention my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't mention people. Like cuss me, I would rather have you cuss me. But like you mentioned my kids and we're on a different level now, like it's different now. You know what I'm saying? Like you making shit real when it don't have to be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, it's because they live in Britain and they can't get shot like they can get in America. That's the
that's what
reason.
man,
That's the reason.
you
That's
ain't
the
never
reason.
lied. You ain't
That's the
never
reason.
lied.
It's because you can't get shot like they get in America. That's
That's
the
a
only
whole
reason.
fact. Yep. They real safe over there. You know what I'm saying? Real safe. It's crazy. All right, trying to join. Let me see.
And everybody, for the record, Jen Wallace is not an Islamophobe. She's actually. Hey, I don't want to say. Hey, tell everybody your ally will likely to come. Say your ally will likely.
Nah, 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 nah. I'm
Why
not
not?
doing
Why
it.
not? Oh my God! But we have your back though. We the ones that have your back. We had your
No,
back,
and I appreciate
man.
that. Big y'all up, big y'all up. How come I can't
Man,
add this
just
guy?
say you're an ally. I'm not saying you're part of Wallace Akama. No, I'm not. You're a Buddhist, right? She's a Buddhist, right? But she's a friend to Wallace Akama. Say you're a friend. Cause we actually have your back,
Oh, here we
and we actually protect you. Like if they try to get you, we'll fight you against the terrorists.
go. No,
We'll defend you. We'll
I
defend you against terrorists with our lives. We'll defend you. See, they're not going to see. You might as well say you're ally. Okay, Raj. Okay,
Oh, Mr.
yeah, yeah, what's
Pillow.
up? Hey, Raj, let me ask you
pick
a
up.
question. Are you an ally of Allah Police Kama? Of Allah Police Kama, the baddies? Are you an ally, right? You one of our allies, right?
I don't know, but
Man,
according
who's
to
your ally? We
yeah,
got your
I
back,
am. But
man.
according to Wikipedia, you're the
No,
Karaji.
we're not.
Kawani.
Hey, man, you was your ally. see, look, oh man, I
I
thought you
know.
were
I mean, I
like,
know of you, but you
yeah,
need to get the
yeah, me like
Wikipedia
all this
page
comma because
changed, dude.
okay, look, I'm the representative of like we used to come on YouTube. I'm the representative. So
Yeah.
so
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 if we're talking you as an
so I'm the
individual, but the
ambassador.
Wikipedia doesn't lie, does it?
Hey, I'm the ambassador. I'm the ambassador. What? Go with what I say. Go with
Yeah,
what I
but
say.
Wikipedia always
Don't go
truthful,
Wikipedia. Okay,
100%
never mind,
fact. Wikipedia.
never mind. Right? See, look, hey, look, I was defending you too, man. Look, I'm gonna stop having your
You
bosom.
know that
I'm
Wikipedia
gonna start
never
having
has
your
no
back.
mistakes.
No,
It's
See,
you
I'm
written
saying.
know,
by
you know we
it's
in the
written by an infallible man.
we
No,
got
but
your
I'm just saying
Obviously,
your
we know
allies.
Wikipedia is
I'm not
very
saying you're part of
bullshit.
Alex. I'm not saying you're
man.
not
I
Muslim.
got
I'm just
Mr.
saying
Pillar's
you're
back,
friends of the
man.
Muslims. You're friends of true Muslims. Say you're a friend. That's
Yeah,
all
I
I'm
mean,
trying to say.
I like
Of
your way of
course.
thinking. It seems
Yeah,
very
yeah.
open and
My way of thinking is I luck what he's to come with. I
yeah,
just want somebody to say, hey, because I had all y'all backs, man. When everybody come at y'all, I always have y'all
yeah, of
back.
course, man. If
Hey,
Mr. Pillu is the face of Islam, then big up Islam, innit?
yeah,
If
yeah,
Yes,
Mr.
yeah, yeah.
Pillu is.
absolutely,
Yeah, like
absolutely.
that's the kind of like we want to open. Like, it doesn't mean that he agrees, but he's welcome to. He's
Yeah,
open
no.
to talk about other things that like some people get their backs up. As soon as you want to talk about something that they don't agree with, we can't talk about it. It means we're supporting it. No, you should be able to have a conversation about things that even if you don't disagree with, even if you disagree with it. So it
Yeah,
shouldn't be a problem, man.
because look, James, look, I'm the one who gave you a call where can't nobody. Okay, can't nobody even call you Islamophobe now. I made 12 whole videos with you for like 50 hours. I don't know how.
I mean, what you need to understand, Mr. Pillu, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, you can't really understand what's going on. People that are not from the South Asian community
No, I
don't
can
really
understand.
understand. Let me just finish, but they don't understand the long, complex, very kind of like let's just say deep rooted history of the people from the Indian subcontinent that has kind of been dragged over to the UK. So, like it's very difficult for people. Like, I tend to not have problems with other people that are Muslim from different areas of the world just because there's no history there. Like, I can talk to them openly about certain topics and I don't get, like, if I said to you right now, what do you think of Aurangzeb? You go, who? Do you understand?
No, no, I heard of Aurangzeb. I don't know too much about him though. I've heard. Don't, I've heard, okay. I've read a little bit of Mughals and I
Yeah,
watched a documentary. I watched a
yeah.
documentary and I know something about his. He was part of the Naqshbandi order or something
Yeah.
like that. He's part of the
But if I
Naqshbandi
said
order.
to you right now, Aurangzeb is a cunt, yeah, and I'd spit on his grave and do poo on his headstone, like, you probably don't give a shit. But some people
No,
be like,
yeah, I probably
"Oh,
don't.
how dare you criticize?" But to me, this guy is like the Hitler. You know how Jews see
Now, I'll
Hitler
probably
as their
ask you
enemy.
why you
I
say
see
that.
him like that.
See, I'll probably ask you why you saying that. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask you why.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
Because he
because if I didn't
persecute.
know,
Yeah,
if I,
so
I yeah.
So for me, he's persecuted the Sikh people more than anybody else, and executed not only the ninth Guru, he also was responsible, maybe indirectly, for the 10th Guru's mother's death. He's the 10th Guru's four children's death. He ordered execution of two of the youngest sons, 6 and 9. So we see him as a enemy, like a full. I mean, there's no negotiation. Like, he's a bad guy to us. Yeah, I know in the real world things are a bit more complicated, but like, and then people from like Pakistan or Muslims see him as a great leader. So we're gonna clash in it because we see this individual as the worst of worst, and then Muslims from Pakistan will see him as a great leader. So we're gonna have that sort of back and forth. Do you understand? It's a lot more
No,
other
no,
stuff.
no,
It's
no,
just
no,
very
no, no,
complicated.
no, but it happens all the time. Like I'm gonna give example, right? I'm gonna
Yeah.
give example, right? It was as a female that was on this planet. I'm not gonna mention her name because I just want to mention names right now because that's not important, right? We had the same thing where they were talking about Muawiyah. See, in Al Kama, we believe Muawiyah and the Abbasids were like terrible people. I mean the
Yeah,
Abbasids.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The Umayyads, right? We look at
yeah.
all the Umayyads as being terrible, as being all terrible. So the same way you look at them is like how we look at the Umayyads.
Yeah, yeah.
The
I've
Umayyads as
spoken to
being
Shias,
terrible.
and it's a similar situation with a guy called, I don't know who his name was, but they see him responsible for the death of the Prophet Muhammad's family, and
Yeah,
Sunnis revere him, and I can kind of
yeah.
get it because
Muawiyah.
that's why it gets so heated because you've seen the same person as different. One sees them as a hero, or sees them as a good person. The other one sees
Yeah,
them as
because
the
because
most
because
tyrannical person.
no, because he yeah because I got on the panel and this girl she got off I was on the panel and I was on Jen's panel too. I was like all the Umayyads except for Umar ibn Abdul Aziz are burning in hell. I
Oh
told her she got
God.
mad. She got mad.
Yeah, and I
She
know
got
they
said
see a
that.
lot of the caliphs as like revere them as like
Yeah,
people
because
that they respect a lot.
the only ones we revere in Allah Kusakama are the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him,
Mm,
Abu Bakr and Umar.
So
yeah,
Raj, what
sorry
did you
to drag it to the Chadel,
no
the Chadel Halima, roti bana Chadel, dal bana Chadel,
What's that?
garja hone.
That's speaking Punjabi, speaking English. So
No, she knows what I'm talking about. What I'm saying to her, she needs to cook dinner, go home and make dal. Yeah, that's what
what's
she needs to
that?
do.
That's a
Dal
food.
is like
the
lentils.
lentils?
Yeah, so I heard she's getting married. Yeah, I thought commiserations to her husband. We wish
Maybe
you a
it'll get
very,
her
very early
offline.
death, a
That would
very
be
early,
great.
very little life, because obviously we don't wish anybody to be with Halima for too long. No
Ugh.
offense to the dude. Oh God, as you can see, but she's such a
But it might
vile
change her. It
person,
might
man.
change her. Look. Okay. And for the record, everybody, I don't know who Alima is. The only thing I know about her is this thing that Jen is doing. I don't know who she is. But hey, it might change her though. What is the
Can I
man?
just say something? So there's another Puddida in the chat here called Another, yeah, and he goes, he's a Pakistani. I think he goes, Sikhs were never persecuted by Muslims, dude. From the 1700s until the 1800s, the Sikhs had bounties on their heads. Literally, I'm not talking about bounty, the chocolate. I'm talking about if you got a Sikh's head, you'd get money for it. So all of this kind of like,
Is that you, Snoop?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay, my bad.
yeah,
Sorry, I didn't know because the name. I didn't want no one to come up here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
so that's the thing though. So
Yeah,
you
it's
can
all
see this
good.
guy saying, "Oh, nothing happened." So it's like saying to a Jew, "Oh, the Holocaust never happened." You're going to get pissed off. So we have two groups of people that see the history of India in different ways. Maybe it's more grey, yeah, and it's grey in the middle. But when people are saying, "Oh, it was fine, nothing happened," yeah, like you're going to piss me off, yeah, and that's why there's a
well,
lot of
it's
tension in the
the
Indian side.
same like
That's why
apology.
India,
Yeah.
the Hindus and stuff. Like I don't agree with the BJP, but they have a strong dislike for like the kind of Aurangzeb and all these kind of Mughal invasions because they were persecuted quite badly during that time as well. Temples were desecrated and stuff and all that kind of stuff. But people like Halima say, no, they're coming with chocolates. They come up with flowers. They were hugging everyone. So you can
So
see the tension.
what did you think about? Do you see how the narrative was painted on me and switched? Like, do you see who turned their back on who? Like, do you see
Yeah. I mean, I
could you
would have
believe
to.
it? Like,
I'll be honest. I've been listening to like 3 streams. I'm like an old woman today.
I know there's
Gossiping. Yeah.
a galore going
I
on
literally have
today.
aged like 80 years, yeah, and I'm sitting around listening. And I do like a good gossip, like an old woman, man. I need to man up a bit, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind you actually showing my conversation with you in the DMs if you want to, because I want people to understand, like me and you went really back and forth about this woman, yeah. Because what you need to understand, General, is like when you was hanging around, like talking to her and stuff. She was cussing my parents in Punjabi as she was talking, but you didn't understand. She'd go, oh, to the ma this, to the pure this, and that means your dad and your father. And like, I'm like, dude, man, like, this woman's vile, yeah, when she speaks in Punjabi. But now you're seeing it. Like today she said, oh, Jen Wallace sleeps with her father. That's what her people do. And it's like, what are you talking about?
That's what
man?
you said. That's what you said.
Yeah,
She said,
you go over this.
father?
She sleeps with her father. She has
Wow.
no
Why would
mother
she
and
say
all this.
anything like that?
Yeah, it was just the kids. Like, she had the nerve. Like, don't talk about my children. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like you could cuss me up one side of the wall or down the other, but I really don't. I really try not to bring people's parents and especially kids.
And you said it's on the stream, right? You said it's on the stream.
Yeah, it was just on if you go
Yeah,
into Faz's. And the thing is, this pussy, you little another, you little fuddle from Pakistan. Shut your mouth, you little pussy, before I put dunda in your bund. Yeah, let me tell you something, yeah. When it comes to the persecution of Sikhs by Muslims, yeah, Hindus are persecuting Sikhs in India right now. Yeah, I'm not denying that. But don't say Sikhs will never persecute you little pussy, before I come over and so
But
the
why
other
are
thing is with
you?
this guy,
Okay,
he also
let me
said
make
that
sure.
he also said that, oh, Halima started cussing my family because I went for her brother who's a rapist. No, I never mentioned her brother who's in prison for rape. Yeah, until I found out. Prior to that, I never mentioned her family. Yeah, she's the one that kept on going at my family for a year, putting my picture of my house up, my mother, my brother, my sisters.
They tricked me into saying his dad's name. I didn't know what I
Yeah.
was saying. They tricked
so
me
they'll
into
say, oh,
saying.
can you say Tedja? Yeah, my father's name is Tedja, innit? and they'll laugh at my father and go, Deja, and so they made you say it once, remember?
Yeah.
So did these guys here got freaking amnesia or they're retarded? Like I
That's what
never
I'm
mentioned her
saying.
family. Only time I mentioned it because she's been saying for years now, oh, Raj is lying, because there's a grooming kind of problem in the Pakistani
Yeah, it's
community in the
disgusting.
UK, and she's Pakistani, yeah, and her brother, and she's saying there's no problem with sexual abuse in the Pakistani community, but her brother's a rapist. So
Literally in her
if
own
your brother's a
house.
rapist in prison, that's a definition of a problem with sexual abuse. So I had to bring it up because her brother's in prison right now for rape or attempted rape. Whether it's attempted rape or rape, he still tried to rape someone. So there is a problem in the UK within the Pakistani community, especially in these northern towns. And I'm not having it. So I had to bring her brother into it. But the person who told me about it was Faz.
Hey, let me ask you this though. So, but who are they alleged? Okay, I'm just gonna say allegedly. I'm not saying it's not happening only because I don't know the details of the issue. I'm gonna say who are they allegedly raping these Pakistanis? Are they raping other Pakistani young girls? Or are they raping like?
No. So
No, little
originally, because
English
a
girls.
lot of Pakistanis look and sound similar to Sikhs here, because a lot of Sikhs are from the Punjab. So Punjab used to be one place until 1947. Then it was split by the British. So you'd have a lot of them speaking the same language, look the same. I mean, if you look at a Sikh and they don't wear a turban,
Okay, no, I'm saying
yeah, but
who
let
the
me just
people
explain. So if you
raping?
look
That's
at
what I'm
no,
asking.
let me just finish. So when you look at a Sikh and he doesn't wear a turban, you might just think he's a Pakistani. So what they used to do in the 80s and 90s, they used to target Sikh girls. Yeah, they used to go to the school, used to pick them up. Yeah, some of them would like go out with them, some of them would have groomed them and stuff like that. And then the Sikhs started fighting back. So in the 80s and 90s, there was lots of fights between
No, but
Pakistanis
what's
and
that
things.
mean? That's not
But
what I
let me,
mean.
but let me. Yeah, so
But listen. What? But how is that group? Okay, you said they target. Okay, so what they do? So they
so
just wrap
what
their
would
head.
happen is that they'd
They'll
go.
wrap their
So
head and say I'm a Sikh guy and come sleep with
yeah, I
you.
mean, it
So
happened like that as well. So there's been lots of cases where the Pakistanis would go to Sikh events, religious events, and they'll pretend to be Sikh because they can speak the same language and stuff, and they wear like certain, like religious symbols, so they look like them, yeah. And so they'll go there, pick up girls and stuff, and then what they'll do is they'll either do what's kind of like like use and abuse, or worse still, they will kind of groom them, yeah, and then prostitute them out and stuff.
no, what you mean
And
prostitute? What you mean groom? Okay, well, so
So,
were the girls
Mr. Pala, basically what they would
under
do is
18?
they would get these girls like, hey, you want to come drinking with
yeah,
us?
And they're
They'd
under
buy them
18, right?
alcohol. Yeah. They'd
And,
buy
and,
them
and these were adults. These
alcohol.
were adults. No, I
no,
just want
they're
to make
under
sure.
Yes,
18,
these were
under
grown
18.
ass men that were
These are
doing
Yeah, but
this
grown
to
they're
men
these
grown
and they
ass
were
men.
doing
girls.
it to
So
girls under
Yes,
18. They were dressing up as Sikhs and trying to find
not all of them, but
underage
in
girls.
certain
not
cases.
that's just one
But the thing,
example,
right?
because the main people, the main group here in the UK that has been targeted is white working class girls. So
Right.
if you type in grooming gangs, there's so many cases of grooming gangs, and 90% of them are from the Pakistani community. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at who they are, where they're from in these northern kind of towns of England, so there's a big problem
So they have a
with that.
gang and they get
I'm
underage
not saying all
girls.
Pakistanis. I'm just saying there's a
Yeah, and then
problem
they'll like
What
take
are you
the
with
talking
that
about?
girls.
group
They'll
here.
get them.
I'm trying to understand the issue. Why are you just talking? I'm trying to actually
So
understand the issue.
yeah, so I never heard of it either, right? Because we don't have these issues here in America, right? So like these
Did you get
in
shot?
right, but the thing is what the media was doing was they were labeling them as Muslim grouping gangs,
Yeah.
right? Which isn't really right, but a lot of the targets were targeted because they were non-Muslims and they were little white girls, and they, think that little white girls are out there being slags and in huts or sluts or whatever, like, because of the way they dress. So they take the little white girls, they get them all drunk up, put them up in a room somewhere, and have all their boys run through them. You know what I'm
So they're
saying?
They're running
basically,
trains. they're running trains.
Yeah, they
all
do.
right. So basically in the
But the
UK,
underage. No,
or
only because everybody run trains. I ain't gonna lie. We run
no.
trains
But
in America.
let me
No,
explain something.
Mister,
Yeah,
this is
Mr.
different.
Pilu.
This
So
is not like
basically,
a good. This isn't a
in the UK
consensual
here, in
thing.
these northern towns here, a lot of the Pakistanis run them like these little restaurants, like kebab shops and mini cabs. So they were used to meeting girls that might be out on the night and stuff like that. So some of these girls here, look, we can go into the argument about what are girls doing out underage at certain times, but just because somebody's out at a certain time doesn't mean they should be raped, or groomed. So some of these girls are like, groomed because they're all vulnerable. Some of them are at care homes, and this happened
Mm.
from 1990s until the 2015 year. Now, because all the cases have now come out, it might have reprieved a bit. But my main point is this: one of my own relatives, it happened to. She was 14, and it happened in 2010. And so I have a personal kind of beef about this because I've seen it
So
with my
she was
own eyes.
14 and the guys were how old? How old were the guys?
I don't want to go too, but there were older guys here, and there was
No, I mean
pimping
that's
around.
only, but I
No,
have
but
to say
what
because
I'm saying is that she
the
was a
only reason
vulnerable.
is
Hold on, hold on. You need to understand. She was a vulnerable girl, yeah, 14, and the guys were like adults, 20 plus. Yeah, some one was in his 40s. So these guys were using and abusing her, and then doing X, Y,
okay,
Z.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's
Now,
statutory rape. That's rape. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
rape.
So they, so that's the thing. So obviously, you know,
I just
with
want to make
me,
sure
yeah,
that we're talking
yeah,
about because I just want to make sure we're accurate in what we in the accusations we're making. You know what I'm saying?
No, no,
yeah.
Because
it's
I
the
mean,
whole thing, Mr.
all
Paler.
the,
Like,
all the,
if you
all,
look, I'm Googling
yeah,
it right now. So
yeah,
look, Rochdale child sex abuse ring, how the
yeah.
net closed on Oxford's grooming gang.
And guess where
no,
Halima's
because I
from?
want Jen to talk
Oxford, yeah.
because Ralph just because yeah because I'm really trying to get the real issue. So
So basically, just the gist of it is that most of the girls are like below 15, or between like the ages of 12 and 15. They were normally from broken homes, and they were normally picked up by a guy who would pretend to be their girl like boyfriend, and then slowly groomed. So a grooming is where it's a long process. They get them
yeah,
on drugs, get them on drinks, get them hooked, and then they'll start passing them around here. Now, what's important about this, that the two of the biggest grooming apologists is a guy called Go Speakers Corner, who said that if my sister got raped, yeah, I'd give them a condom, yeah. And the other one is
Ugh.
Halima, that said that she's going to get her brother to rape me, yeah, who's a convicted rapist. And the reason I bring this up, both of them are Pakistani, both of them are from northern towns. Both of them, yeah, one of them, yeah, Oxford is one of the biggest cases of grooming in the UK. It's a massive case, and she's from Oxford. Oxford's a tiny town, and her own brother is a rapist in prison right now. And then you have
Mm-hmm.
Ghost, who's from Manchester, and Rochdale and Rotherham, and all around those areas. So their attitude towards women and the way they see things, you're like Halima saying that my brother's mentally ill. That's why he tried to rape someone. That's not an excuse, Jalil.
No,
Just because
no,
someone's
it's
mentally
not.
ill, you
It's
can't go out there and
disgusting.
start trying to rape people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the whole like, I just don't get the comedy. Like, how's that funny? Like, who thinks about giving a rapist a condom? Like, I'm sorry, but then, like, when these people turn around and they talk about morals, it's a joke. Like, it's
Yeah.
a joke. And they talk about accountability. That was one of the things that really kind of, like, grinded my gears or whatever about accountability. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
But
Are you?
can I say something to come? Look, so this another little Pakistani from up north is another grooming apologist. He's saying that I said something about go swipe, but that guy had been cussing my mother, talking about effing my mother and my sisters for like 30 minutes before I mentioned his wife. But there's a difference between saying, "Oh, your wife's a hoe," and then saying, "Oh, if Raj's sisters were getting raped, Raj would give the condom."
Yeah, what about, that's what I'm saying.
That is a real
Like, right, exactly. And how come nobody?
calculated, really disgusting way to look at rape here. Because yeah, I mean, I could
Exactly.
imagine this guy here. I could imagine Ghost literally, yeah, in a grooming gang, and he'll say, "Use a condom, dude."
Ugh.
Yeah, this is the type of mindset, and this is why a lot of Pakistanis. I do have a lot. I mean, I grew up in London. Yeah, most Pakistanis in London, because it's more cosmopolitan, it isn't a massive issue. But up in these northern towns, man, you've talked to these guys, Amaraz, Ghost
Mm,
Speakers Corner. You have TYO. You have all of
mm-hmm.
these guys here. And one thing people
Weirdos.
have realized is that a lot of these guys from northern towns are very backwards and misogynistic. Yeah, in the
Mm,
way they talk. Yeah, you must have heard the way they talk. It's like, wow, like these guys are living
right.
in the UK.
But
Yeah,
this
or
is what
some.
I'm saying. Like, wasn't it disrespectful to a lady to say that about his sister, another? Like, no, two wrongs don't make a right. But, like, this is all real
So if
selective.
I said, yeah,
It's all
I'm gonna
selective.
rape your, I've just said for an example. Say if I said I'm gonna rape your wife here, that's one thing. But
Ugh.
when a man saying to me, he's effing my sister, he's effing my mum, and then I reply back saying, oh, okay, after 20 minutes here, because I can only take so much. I say something about his wife saying, oh yeah, I did X, Y, Z. Then this is the problem with your mindset. If you can't understand the difference between talking about rape and mocking, saying you're gonna give a condom while someone's sister's being raped, yeah, I'm gonna give it. You're one of the groomers then, because your brain
Who
is
even
not functioning.
Snoopy? Like, who
Yeah,
thinks like that?
yeah.
Like, what is this? What is happening?
Same with Halima. Like I've got the recording
Weirdos.
when she said, yeah,
Right?
like she's gonna send once her brother's out of prison. for rape, she's gonna send them to my. She said my home address. She's gonna send him there to rape me. Like, this is not normal talk. This is not normal. And even this TYO guy, he threatened to rape his Muslim brother Jafar's what's it called, daughter. Like,
That's what I'm
this is the problem.
saying.
It's a
Hey,
weird
And
thing.
this girl,
I want-
said she was gonna send AQ's daughter to go. Her brothers will
Yeah.
take real good care of her.
Yeah,
What the
while her brother's
fuck?
in prison for rape, she's saying to another Muslim guy when he will look after his daughter. What man
That's
would want a rapist to look
disgusting.
after his daughter?
How do people sit on a panel with this filth and then
I'm
have the
gonna say
nerve to
this is
talk
nothing to
about
do-
morals?
that this is nothing to do with Islam. The only real Muslims are luck ways to come, and this is proving the point that I've
Look
always
at it.
been.
Let me say something. This is
Big
not
up,
to do with
big
No,
Islam,
up.
but look at
wait. No,
yeah.
I just want to say that we don't do this. That we don't do this. You're never gonna hear this
Yeah,
from
but
us.
look at. No,
Hey,
I
wait,
agree.
Russ, goddamn, wait. I want to make my disclaimer, okay? and I want to say, we don't have loudmouth bitches online. See, we don't have no loud, I never heard a loudmouth Muslim bitch online. I heard them Sunni bitches like that, but I never heard a Muslim woman lady online running her mouth. So if you see a Muslim
Mm.
lady,
Wait, hold on. That's a lie.
no. I said, yeah, they're probably Sunni. No, I
From
don't consider
his
that Sunni.
sect
Yeah.
though, from his
Oh,
set,
You're never
he
gonna
from
said,
his
find.
set.
Yeah, you're
But if
never
you
gonna
look here,
find.
another
never-
wrote,
we're never
but
gonna
they
find.
saw people on your page abusing our prophet and religion, and you posted. So you're trying to say, if because somebody was abusing your prophet, it's an okay to say you're going to rape someone's, you're mocking rape. Do you understand how you're making Muslims look backwards and barbaric by even writing that? Like,
But
in
remember,
your
Hello.
that's not
brain,
Muslim. That's not Islam. That's
I
so
know. I'm trying to
Sunni.
say that this is the problem. The reason why Islam has got such a bad PR is because of guys like this. Like, if somebody was
We
a
have a good
Sikh here, somebody cussed the Gurus here, and then someone started threatening to rape someone, I wouldn't say, "Oh, well, you cussed the Guru, so you deserve to be threatened with rape." I'll be like, "Dude, don't put the religion into disrepute by linking it to the religion. Yeah,
And this
it's
is
your
what I'm
own
saying.
personal
Like
thing."
another, I thought you just literally said like a couple comments up. So two wrongs make
Yeah,
a
let me
right.
just screenshot this stuff. This is gold, man.
It's
Because
like
this
so
pussy
two
ass.
wrongs make a right then. So because people were on his page, they it's okay to do that. So like, where was then? Like it's
Yeah.
okay. Two wrongs make a right then, right? Like
But this just proves that there's a problem within
you
the
would not.
Pakistani community. I'm sorry. I live in London, yeah. Most Pakistanis here, yeah, are okay, yeah. I don't have a massive problem. But this kind of mindset, you abused our prophet, so we're gonna talk about rape, we're gonna go for your mother. This because you're putting your religion in disrepute, you're making your religion look backwards. What you should say is this: oh, someone's abused my prophet, I might abuse your gurus, or I'll abuse you. Why go for the man's family and mock rape? Unless you're
That's
a
it.
pussy. Yeah.
It's just not normal. Like it's not a normal thing to think of when you're dissing the shit out of somebody. You know what
It's
I'm
just not normal. It shouldn't even come into your mouth. It shouldn't even come into your head.
Exactly. Like if I'm dissing someone, like yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. Like come see me. This blah 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 blah. This and that. But like to think of something nasty, that's not what I'm.
Is
That's
that the real? But Mark saying Raj and Jen take turns on me. God. I was gonna say who wears the strap, but I obviously don't need to. I don't know. I don't need to. But yeah, it's just the fact that it comes out of their mouth that concerns
yeah.
me.
It's just
That
I can't even form my mouth
yeah, I
to
mean,
say shit
that wouldn't
like
even
that.
cross my mind. It wouldn't even be something that would come into my head to say, okay, like imagine if I said that, oh, to an enemy of mine, oh, if someone's raping your sisters, you would bring out the condoms. That wouldn't even come across my mind. Because I know rape here, it's like mocking like pedophilia and stuff. It's something that shouldn't really even cross your mind. And like the fact that these two especially seem to find it funny as well. Because remember they were laughing as well. Yeah, they were laughing their heads off. Like it was hilarious. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like where's the joke? Where's the joke in that? What's funny? What is where? I don't get it. I missed it.
Yeah. I don't know what you want from me, another. What you want a Juffy or something? You want me to hug you?
He just wants
Yeah.
attention.
The guy's like, oh, I told her not to go through. Okay, thank you. What do you want? Do you want me to send you a jalebi? Huh? Where's your address? I'll send you a glad jamun. What do you want from me?
Well, at least he said that. If
Yeah, I'll
says
give
that's
credit where
wrong,
credit's
then
due.
that's
Like even
okay.
with
Yeah.
Sheikh One and that, like I give credit where credit's due. Like like he says, don't go for the family and stuff. Yeah, I agree with that. Fair enough. But at the end of the day, like, don't justify kind of like saying, oh, because that's how they justify it. Fair enough, that's how they justify it, but it's unjustifiable. Like,
That's a real
people,
T. Check your WhatsApp, bro. Just want to make sure it's not a troll.
Yeah,
yeah,
for
did
the
you see, before I go,
we don't have
like,
rapists. We don't have rapists for the record.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, there is
Yeah, I
a
was gonna make sure. Hey,
kind
we
of,
don't have rapists, and we don't have a lot more bitches online.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, in the UK, obviously we don't have guns or anything, so I'm not sure if it could happen the way it's happened in the UK, in America, like guys, the groups of guys picking up young girls, like young as 12, 13, and driving about, and then getting them hooked on drugs and then prostituting them out. I think they'll get their heads blown off.
I mean,
No, it happens.
okay. I ain't gonna lie. It sort of does happen in small
Yeah,
cases. I'm gonna tell you how it happens.
It does happen.
I'm gonna tell you, we got pimps. You know what I'm saying? We got real pimp. We got like pimping, and most pimps don't do underage, but a lot of times some get caught with some underage girls sometimes. Some of them.
But would
Yeah, but
it go
those
on for
girls are
like?
signing up for it. In a lot of cases, them girls are signing up for that. Like,
No,
they
no,
know.
but what you need to also understand is
Yeah,
that
they're
for
signing up for that. But sometimes they get them young though. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes they be grooming, because I've heard stories of girls told me they was kind of groomed by a pimp. You know,
yeah, I mean, the thing is,
yeah.
the reason why this is so controversial in the UK, Pilu, is that for 25 years, the government or the councils that we have, you know, these little councils that look after the area, brushed it under the carpet. The police brushed it under the carpet. So the only reason there's convictions now is because these girls are now adults and they've been brave enough to come forwards now. But the reason why they brushed it under the carpet, because the police don't want to be accused of being racist, yeah, because the people that were perpetrating the crimes are obviously Asian, Pakistani mainly, and so they don't want. So for PC reasons, they're like, okay, we're not going to touch this because they'll say we're racist because a lot of the girls are white girls.
But rape is better for PC than Pakistani.
Yeah, but that's why there's such a controversy, isn't it? The police have been freaking totally put through the ringer over this, and the councils as well, rightfully so. Because they also allowed it to happen, because instead of dealing with the problem, I mean, there's so many cases of, you know, like, imagine a 13-year-old girl goes to the police here and she tells the police she's being raped. Like, instead of dealing with it, the policeman will go, hold on a second, I know you're that girl from the care home, you're always messing about. Yeah. So they judged her because, oh, you know what, working class girls, like, they saw them as like lower. And so they said, look, man, you know, you're just complaining because that's what you do. And or a father goes to the police and he'll tell the police, oh, look, my daughter's being groomed and she's a little kid. They'll say, oh, you don't like it because the guy's brown. You understand?
No, that's what they'll say to a whole man. Because most times when that happens in America, I know a lot of girls don't know. Because look, I'm gonna tell you honestly, a lot of girls do get raped. A lot of girls get raped, molested. I'm not saying like grooming gangs like have in UK, but I know a lot of girls, especially you don't have a dad around.
Yeah, but they're not being targeted because they're not Muslim. You know, that's a huge.
Yeah. No, well, I'm trying to say, I know what you're saying, Jen. I know what you're saying. Okay, I don't want to say they're not targeted, not Muslim. They're not being targeted because they're not part of the heretical craziness. I understand that, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that, to make a long story short, girls are very vulnerable anyway. All over the world, girls are vulnerable as a mug. Like, really, like that's the one thing. Like, you always gotta protect your daughter. But so even guys, even daughters, even though the guys weren't, because even grown men with daughters, their daughters were getting. Cause I'm trying to figure out how the hell you let your daughter get in a grooming game if you're a whole man. Like, so you tell me these men did not I'm just trying to figure out what happened.
No, you have to understand that a lot of the people tried their hardest, yeah. Even within my own family, like my relative, yeah, they tried. Trust me, it's not. It seems like from the outside, how can this happen? But I'm telling you, man, it can happen. If somebody grabs hold, or it's like a possession or possessing someone, like, it becomes so difficult to understand unless you've been in it, yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of these, especially the white working class girls, they literally like had no one around them to help them, yeah. And so they got caught up in this cycle,
No,
and
I
they
can say
never
you have a
broke it.
father, but if you have a dad, I'm trying to figure out how you have a dad. You let your daughter get into that, or you know, because I personally would shoot you. I would personally shoot the guy. I would.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I mean, you're looking at it like, oh, they were taking these girls out at nighttime. It was during the day in open broad daylight. Yeah, you have to understand that. And if they went to the police or they went to the whatever, like, there's a case here of a father that went to this place where his daughter was being basically prostituted out. Yeah, and he went there. She was like, I think 14. Yeah, I can't remember the story. I need to find it. And guess who got arrested? The father.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, it was
That's
mad. I mean, when you
crazy.
read the
I
story,
can't even imagine that kind of
dude,
like. Look,
you can't. I mean, the guy
Yeah,
went
they
there.
different
that
And
can't
over
happen in
there,
they,
man.
America though.
they
Nah,
That can't
that's
twisted
happen
it.
in
different.
They
America.
twisted
Yeah.
it and said that the girl, yeah, the father's a racist, and he doesn't like the fact that the guys are thingy. And even when
In
you
fact,
read it now,
but
you're like,
the guys were adult. Okay, I can understand they might say it if the guys were her same age, right? If there was a one guy, right, if her same, but even that, if a girl, if a father doesn't want her daughter dating, he don't want her daughter dating. I don't care, like you know what I'm saying. But but
mm.
but but you're telling me that they were saying the guy was racist and the daughter was 14 and the guys were over 21 and they were still saying the guy was racist for trying to fight
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy.
I mean, seriously, you can't believe some of the stories. You're just like, wow, like you just don't understand it. And can I say something? Scientific method is Pakistani, but he doesn't deny, in my opinion, I've not heard him deny there's a problem with grooming gangs in these northern towns
He said he's
from Pakistanis. Yeah.
ex-Pakistani.
Yeah. So he doesn't go around saying, oh no. Now, I've never said that, because I live in London. There's a lot of Pakistanis in London in my area. My area is a massive area. I've not seen it here. Yeah. But in these northern towns, yeah, I'm sorry, there is a very backwards mentality from the Pakistani community in these towns. And whether you like it or not, forget your nationalism and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's a fact. Yeah. The statistics don't lie. Yeah. You can cry all day as much as you want. Yeah. And the whole reason why we're talking about it is just because Halima is such a vile person that she threatens rape and all of this kind of stuff, and like
Chanel.
it's just mad. And she says that we got no morals. Like, how
That
can you
we
say?
live by our whims and desires. So
Did you
like,
hear what she said? She said my brother is being in the paper. Do you know I've got 10 news articles of her brother
yeah,
being convicted of stuff. From one of them is that he basically held up
drug
a guy with a
dealing,
gun. Yeah, I remember
carjacking.
to get a gun in the UK with a gun, and he made the guy cry and robbed his car. There's
Yeah,
other stuff. It's like a long list. And then she's saying that we got no morality. I'm sorry, Cherel. Yeah, mere son. If your brother is behaving like a freaking one man crime wave in Oxford, yeah, then you have got no morals. Yeah, because you've allowed this to happen, then haven't you? Don't say we got no morals when your own brother is a one man crime wave. Do you know where Oxford is, though, Generalist?
yeah. It's like well, it's east of like northeast of London, right?
No, but do you understand the historical and kind of like the stature of Oxford in
The
terms of
college,
intellect?
like the
Yeah, the one
university,
of the
like
number one colleges in the
Oxford
world. Yeah,
University. It's like
university. Yeah,
Ivy League or something,
yeah, it's the
right?
number one. I think it's right now ranked number one. Yeah, and her brother, yeah, has banged down Oxford with his one man crime wave. Yeah. So I'm not having this from this woman going, oh, we got no morals because they're not Muslim and all that. All right, is your brother Muslim then? Because if your brother's Muslim and you're saying non-Muslim got no
Hey, hey,
morals,
hey, hey, hey,
So
hey, for the
one
record,
thing
none of
I
them are Muslim. None of
yeah,
them are
no, I
Muslim.
know,
oh
Mr.
god,
Paler, but just in the general conversation, but this thing of like wala bara, or bara and wala, right?
No, no,
Like
it's
al
called
wala.
Walea and Bara. Walea
Okay,
and Bara. Yeah.
okay. So like you're supposed to hate what God hates. Yeah,
Yes.
like we've had this conversation before, right?
Me and
So
you?
does God hate rape?
Yes, yes, yes.
Does God hate
Okay.
carjacking? Does
For
God
the
hate
record, God hates
carjacking?
Sunniism. God hates
oh my
so-called
god, I
Sunniism.
need to go in 5 minutes. Seriously, yeah, because I gotta go. But oh god, we're trying to get Jen into trouble. She's already in enough trouble as it is. No, I think what it is here, a lot of these guys here have abused that saying. I kind of understand the saying that you should love what God loves and dislike what God doesn't like.
Look,
Yeah,
hey, the only way
and
to stop this, I'm gonna tell you the truth. The only way to stop this insanity is by the total annihilation of Sunniism in the
Oh
world.
my
oh
God! But
god,
that's
The
but
not
the
only
thing is,
that's the
I
only
think
that's
these guys
millions
have
of
abused
people.
it to
That's
mean that
yeah.
I hear
we
what you're
should
saying, but
hate.
the reason is you have to stop legitimizing them as Muslims. If you have to delegitimize them.
Well,
If you keep adding legitimacy to their claims, then that's why they have an issue. Like for example, I'm not worried about them because I don't legitimize. What I'm trying to say is that the more you tolerate and legitimize these behaviors, the more you're a victim of these behaviors.
Yeah, but
You
I
have to
can't.
totally
I don't have
delegitimize
the authority to say who is and who
Okay, but
isn't
I have the
Muslim.
authority, so I'm gonna do it for you. Okay, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is
Oh, I
all you,
think
bro.
but
Like I don't
Marsh
have
wants the
nothing to
link.
do
I
with
need to
it.
go. I'll say hello to him and then I need to shoot, man.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, he wants the link in it. You can only have one
OBS
Sikh on the
sites.
panel at a time. That's the rule.
Man, I have as many Sikhs as I
Or
want.
one Punjabi, or one Punjabi. I mean, one Punjabi on the panel. Because in there's more than one of us, it gets a bit haywire. Well, I've realized, you know, Moroccans.
Hey, why so religious said the God hates slavery? Hey, for the record, I'm God's slave.
Come on, a new window.
Oh, you know what he means. You know what he means.
The link I just posted, it's a meet link. Isn't it in the chat? There hasn't been that many comments. Hold on. I'll pin it. It's in the chat too.
Yeah, it's in the chat somewhere. If you scroll up, I think it's, let me see if I can still see it. Yeah, it's there. It's up. If you go up, just under Sunny as the call.
I'll post it again. 1 second. I'm not used to using the OBS yet. It's a lot like.
I've got to say that, you know, both Sia and that Lola, yeah. If that's how Moroccan women are, man, they are freaking unbelievably like fiery people, man. Yeah, they're fiery people, man. But the problem is because they speak a lot of I'm not sure what language they speak, so I do hear sometimes when I'm like, you know.
Pick up Snoopy for coming through. We'll catch up next time on a different topic, Snoop. For real though. I see you though. I see you. Alright, sorry. Would you say, Jen, people doing shows on Raj, this is why, so don't complain, lol. I think all parties should stop all this beef, lol.
I've got no beef, man.
Oh, Kida.
Oh, Kida. Look who's here, man. Oh my God, you said Kida. You got it, man. You got it.
Did you hear me
Mr. Pilu, say it as well.
Yeah, say it, Mr. Pilu.
No, what does that mean? I don't know what that means.
It just means how are you, man? How you doing, dude?
You sure?
It's like, what
it's like,
how
hey,
you
bro,
doing?
like, how you doing?
Gaddar. I hope you
Gaddar is like a what is a Gaddar?
Gaddar is a fox. If you say it with a G sounding, it's a fox.
You are a bit of a fox,
yeah.
as well.
Oh, leave it out, man. Silverhead fox. I was gonna say, I just tuned in anyway. Why? Obviously, like, yeah. Why are we here again?
About Tamasha, basically.
Tamasha.
Hey, you know what, Rog? This is good segue into talking about. Do you know what I mean? Like when you come onto the scene and I come onto.
Oh, not now, because I literally need to go, and that's too.
Okay, we'll just knock it out in a minute. It's only say a couple of sentences.
That's what you say to all the girls.
I am a celibate monk. You know.
Sadhu.
Is there celibacy in Sikhism? Is there any type of celibacy?
No, we don't believe in.
No, leave it. I'm being sarcastic.
That's like,
I'm fucking horny old man.
He's a Sikh Rasputin. He's a Sikh Rasputin.
Only joking.
You know Rasputin when they got his little dingaling stuck in a jar.
Less of the little, man.
We're gonna do that with the Lodgen at one point when he passes away.
Now come on, let's talk about the grooming thing and that.
Oh, dude, that's too much of a
so
we can plan next time, man.
Why are we here again about you?
Oh yeah, so basically I explained the story on my conversion from Jihadi Jenn to the biggest Islamaphobe online. Yeah. So I broke down the whole story, how the narrative got put out there in the first place. And
I don't think you're either of those things, though. I don't think you were ever either of those things, isn't
no,
it?
Obviously.
But you get labeled that, innit?
Yeah, obviously. Like, but yeah, like the whole narrative was set, and like you could see, I showed exactly like who turned their back on who first, like literally out of fucking nowhere.
But why does everything have to be polarized though? Like now, because me and Raj are not going at each other, suddenly I'm not so favoured. It's all this
yeah.
It was something I remember that Raj's mate said, that Hassan fella. He was like, choose a side. Fuck that, man. If both sides are wank, you can't choose a side.
I mean,
that's why I say I love my fence,
I'm not choosing a side, you know?
I love my fence, bro.
Why can't we be nuanced, though? Why can't we be nuanced?
If both sides are acting badly, then you should call both sides out, innit? It's like,
not even in that sense, Raj. If I show nuance, then I don't know. I'm caping for groomers or whatever. I mean, there's an issue there. There's an issue there, and just touching on quickly.
I think we should have that conversation, but
but just quickly though, when I first come to be in opposition, like I said in it, I've been honest with you. It was some of it was ego driven, but some of it was also growing up in that town and hearing a lot of bad stuff said about Pakistanis, you know, and it gets much in it. It gets a bit much in it. And you changed your wording over the years anyway.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm no saint. I've made mistakes. Even with Jen Wallace, I think, you know, looking back a year and a half later, I would say that, you know, I was in the wrong.
I was going to say, Raj, why do you think people want others to be in continuous conflict? Is it just for YouTube views?
No,
Like,
because
it makes you feel
better, like, you know, when you have people on your side, like, this is the weakness of the.
It's all about flag waving.
I
Like, you have
don't-
to wave
I
their
think-
flag and, like,
Yeah,
take
you
up
need
their
people
thing.
even I sometimes, you know, get that where I want people to support me, and I have to just think, look, man, whether I'm by myself or I've got 50 million people with me, still stay strong in it. Like once you start,
but that's not genuine. Being a cheerleader is not genuine support. You know that it's fake. Being a cheerleader.
I mean, if you're truly someone's friend or you truly care about someone, you tell it to them straight, innit? Siddigal. Yes, the Siddigal talking in it, you straight to them straight. Somebody that doesn't like, you know, really care for someone would cheer them on even when they're doing wrong.
I mean, look, you know, I changed my stance as well. I'm not changed my stance, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I thought it was the right thing to do, right? To do the whole caping thing, because I do believe that, you know, they are being such, you know, slightly persecuted. Well, I think they are being persecuted. Hijabs are getting pulled off and stuff, but that doesn't mean we should curtail sensitive conversations. You know, i.e., the grooming gang thing, right? That doesn't mean we should be overly sensitive about it. We should.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you know, I'm not going to say that the way I
went. This is my stance then. Hey, if that's the case, they themselves should be more defensive of their own families and their own women, and not do grooming gangs and put their people on under pressure. And those people and the people against it, the Pakistani community, whoever it is, I don't know the details of the story, but whoever's in that community, they should be the first to target and annihilate this behavior within their community.
I mean, you got it bang on. You got it bang on, and I think that was a frustrating thing for me and, you know, other people that, you know, like from my side.
Do you think the community can fix it? But I say community in massive inverted commas. Yeah. Do you think they can fix it on their Todd, or do they? Because I personally think that they need everyone, right? They need we all got to be in on it.
But why they need everyone? Like why?
Because it affects everyone.
Yeah, I'll tell you who can tackle this is the wider Muslim. I mean, the Sikhs can't do it. The other people can't. It's the wider Muslim community that can go in and go, okay, you know, this is a situation, because they will probably won't take so much umbrage to it. Because when anybody from this is one thing I've learned is, like, you know, when someone from outside starts to kind of point fingers, even if you know what even if you think they're saying what they think is right, you're going to take it personally. Like, you know, I've said people to say, oh, Sikhs are drunks. Oh, you got drinking. Right? I know that's true. There's a problem with drinking, but sometimes I've taken it a bit personally, innit? I'm
like, a Punjabi thing, not a Sikh thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying a Punjabi thing, yeah, but people think it's it. But I'm just saying that there is ways to kind of deal with things.
Okay, well, anyway, I think all that's just excuse making. I think the real, I think those people in that community, if they don't want the women getting their hijabs taken off, they shouldn't be. They should be the first against these rape grooming gangs. They should be annihilating these behaviors from their community. I don't buy that excuse. And the reason why I don't buy that excuse, because my people don't do this shit. And the reason why my people don't do this shit, because we're decent people and we don't tolerate bullshit. Like you have to like have zero tolerance for bullshit. The more you tolerate bullshit, the more you're a victim, and the more you kind of deserve it.
Hold on, Mr. Pilu, are you suggesting that it's Sunni theology? That's
absolutely, 100%.
Why you can't? Like one of the Baba Feed was a Sunni. One of the people whose teachings are in our Guru Granth Sahib. Like,
because he probably was trying to be all good and stuff, but it's fundamentally flawed. Yes, I'm saying yes, it's fundamentally flawed. Yes.
Hold on. I want to ask you a specific question. And
look, I don't know the guy you're talking about.
No, not about Baba Feed. Not about Baba Feed. About Sunni theology. Are you suggesting that Sunni theology is a reason why this grooming gang thing's happening? Because I don't think
absolutely 100%.
This might be a good time for me to leave.
Unapologetically. Unapologetically.
Yeah.
All right, look, I'm not that au fait with all the intricacies of Islam. I'm not a Muslim, contrary to Raj's videos back in the day.
Hey, before I know you, Gala because they're gonna say,
let's just have a chat, man. I mean,
dude, seriously, I was only coming up for 2 minutes.
Just start, make a cup of tea and relax.
No, it's not about a cup of tea.
Chove
It's 3:20 in the morning, man.
Get your good tea out. Get your good tea out. Put your feet up.
Kenta?
I can't be speaking all day, man. But yeah, I mean the whole situation, like people. I do think it has a negative effect on community relations when,
I just wish it doesn't have to be polarizing. Why do we have to be polarized about it? We have to be at one end or the other end. We have to be at one end or the other end. That's just.
Yeah.
I mean, even with this thing with the Jen Wallace is now the biggest Islamaphobe in the world, and just literally 6 months ago she was known as Jihadi Jenn. It's like, how can it go from being a Jihadi Jenn to an Islamaphobe? It's like
you can't just be in the middle. Like,
I'm gonna say to you, Jen, I don't mind you releasing the DMs between me and you and how you was defending.
I mean, I know, that's what I'm saying.
You can do it. I mean, if you want to release them, because I did. Because at the end of the day, like I obviously saw these guys as a particular way, and I was like, wow, like especially Halima. I'm not gonna lie to earlier that, and I was like bombarding stuff, but you was defending them, and now all of a sudden they're like turning on you. It's the same with the Lotjan. I mean, no one else has come Speaker's Corner and given me as much heat as the Lotjan. All of these pussies that say, "Oh, Kushnika, you don't do nothing." Where was you? Where were you?
Hey, hold on, wait. Hey, somebody said I'm dangerous. Another said I'm dangerous. How am I dangerous? I'm the least dangerous person in the world. The only danger I am is
you're so good.
The only danger
that you might be a demon behind all this, and we don't know.
No. The only danger I'm at is somebody's coming for me. Yeah, if you come for me, I'm definitely gonna kill you. I promise you, that, right? Crazy, but if you're not coming for me, I'm not gonna hurt anybody. I'm the most peaceful person in the entire planet of Earth.
Yeah. But Rod, what's the point of doing this personal beef and then throwing this really important thing about grooming and
the reason
muddling it with the whole personal beef with Halima, because I heard you mention Halima.
The reason it went on to that is because Halima was saying that nasty stuff like Jen sleeps with her dad, that Jen was releasing like these DMs that us non-Muslims have no morals and stuff and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, hold on a second, like. You're saying that we got no morals on how to behave around women and all this kind of stuff. But your brother's a rapist. I'm sorry. Like, you can't go into that. And also, Halima has been one of the biggest deniers of the grooming gangs. Yeah. I mean, Oxford's had one of the biggest grooming gangs, and also her brother's a rapist. So, it then went on to grooming because we was trying to explain to Mr. Pilu, because obviously he's from the States. He doesn't really understand the complexity of the grooming gangs in the UK.
Hey. Oh, notice I make too much generation. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm trying to annihilate all deviant behavior from the world, right? I'm going to. My whole point is a total annihilation of all these perversions. Okay,
Jeez.
I don't. Wait. Let me tell you. The reason is, see, look. I'm not a victim of perversion. None of my family is going to be a victim of perversion. My kids are not a victim of perversion. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because I have zero tolerance. I have a zero perversion tolerance policy. Okay.
If you're going to ban all kinks, would you ban? Because that's Raj. Fuck man. You're going to ban all kinks. Man.
All those baked bean fetishes.
He's got baked bean fetish, man.
I'm pretty sure that consensual
I think we shouldn't kink.
What about toe fetishes? What about toe fetishes?
No. I'm talking about issues like these grooming gangs and these real issues.
No, Mr. Pilu, can I ask you about what if a Muslim, what if somebody loves sucking on toes? Yeah, is that
if they're clean toes? If their toes are clean, hey, I don't mind sucking on toes if they're clean.
Not a man wanting women to suck on his toe.
I mean, that's nothing. Hey, I like getting things sucked on too. I like getting things sucked on.
All right.
What if the toe is sick? What if the toe has curry and rice on it at the same time?
Blood clot.
Imagine if the toe has curry and rice. Is that okay?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to see how much you're going to take in terms of perversion. So it's okay to suck the toe, But if he has, because there's a Muslim guy called Faz who
All right.
is woos girls with his toe with curry and rice with it. That's kind of his little
Okay,
fetish. Is that okay?
if it's consensual, they're like sucking toes. I mean, what am I gonna? Why do I
Oh,
care
No,
about
yeah,
this?
with curry and rice as well,
just
though. With curry and rice with it.
just from an anatomy sense, there's a lot of nerve endings in our feet because I get reflexology done. It's like a foot massage thing. It's good
Especially
for
underneath.
Yeah.
Hey, they
Underneath
said it's
there.
gonna end in 10 minutes.
Mad
What's gonna happen
sensitive.
in 10 minutes?
yeah. It's got a lot of nerve endings there, so you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
mad
Hey, this is
sensitive.
gonna
on
end in
your
10
foot.
minutes.
There's like a whole. Oh, what the heck, man? Why does Google Meet do this? Anybody?
Oh, it's ending. Yeah. Why are you not using the other thing? The other jobby. What's
Oh,
it called?
StreamYard.
Because
Is
I
it
don't got
ending?
no hours left. I don't.
You've run out. It's like you've run out. All right, I'll
I
stay
got
for 10
the
years.
I got the budget plan.
Well,
That's
if it's
okay.
ending, then I'll just stay on. Oh, have
10
a
minutes.
1 hour
I'll
limit
just
of
let
1
it
hour.
run
Right?
out, and then I pretty much got everything I wanted to say out.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Today was a very low day for me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Oh.
actually ashamed of myself.
What happened?
I was listening to 3 live streams at the same time. Yeah, I had one on my tablet, had one on my TV, and one on my computer. I'm so glad no one can see me
It
when I'm
wasn't said
doing
I'm
it.
living by hate. It wasn't said another time living by hate. No, okay.
Did you have your toes out while you're watching it?
I
hate
was sitting
those.
there like in the
I
bath
hate what
as well.
God hates. No, okay, no. Another in the chat said I'm living by hate. No, I don't. I hate what God hates. Of course, I hate what God hates. Okay, I'm gonna hate what God hates, and that's why I hate Sunnism, because God hates Sunnism. Okay, that's why I hate it. Thank you.
So, all right. Yeah,
You're saying that God only likes your type of Muslim. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes.
And we like his type as well.
Man.
But you know when you Google, do you know what the worst thing is? Listen to me. No, you know when you Google, he's a sect here. It comes out that they were one of the oldest, but they're called the Khariji, meaning an extremist sect.
No, we're not Kharij.
We're not
Kharij.
Oh, that's why I said to you, you need to change Wikipedia.
No, but that's what Google says.
That's what people say. Stop. Okay. Raj. Why do you think I give a damn about Wikipedia? I'm trying to understand what's your obsession with Wikipedia. What is your
but I'm trying to say
I
to you
care
that
about,
Wikipedia.
you said it 1,000 times, Raj. You said like a broken record, man. You said it 1,000 times.
But you have to understand, most people, lay people, when they're trying to find out about your particular sect, are gonna read it, and it says you're this extreme.
Whatever. You said this 1,000 times already.
No, but I want you to
20th time you said the same shit.
Mr. Pino, you can go on there and rewrite it.
God damn.
Come on, man. It's not a good look.
I don't care. I don't care. Like, why do I care? Like, you trying to act like I really care what Wikipedia says. Like, I really care. Like, that doesn't. How do I care about that?
Mr. Pillow, if
you're so dumb that the first thing
if
you're so man, okay, never mind, Raj.
We need to grow your sect.
No, never mind.
All right, that's okay. We got 8 minutes left. That's all right. We'll have to take it up with Wikipedia.
I'm
just trying to be his
that's
PR.
Okay. Because you talk, Raj, you're wasting a lot of time talking nonsense that nobody gives a shit about except you.
I care for you.
Okay.
I don't care.
I don't want you to be known as a dogs of hellfire.
Why are you like wasting time talking about things that
let me explain why this is important, because when I went speakers corner, let me finish my sentence. So when I went speakers corner and I was talking about ISIS and all that, I then had a conversation
and then
with
your camera.
Who was that?
Oh, Chaudhary aa gaya. Chaudhary sahab aa gaya.
Okay, da.
Thank God.
So when I went speakers corner, I was talking about ISIS, and then Shamsi pulled one day come to speakers corner, and we had a long chat, and he said, "Listen here, you know ISIS, they're the Khawarij, yeah, Qadri or something, yeah, and they're a deviant sect that are the original people in Islam that deviated." Now, when I heard your this sect, and it says you're the Qadri, or whatever they're called, obviously
it's
I'm
not that, but I keep telling you it's not, and you keep saying the same thing over and over. It's like you're broken record. Why are you broken record?
Let the Muslim guy talk about it.
Yeah, I know. I need
I'm about to say no. He knows that. I don't know. I don't understand what is in Raj's brain. They can't understand. I don't give a shit.
He's just saying it's okay.
No. He's just saying that. Jen. He's saying that, but he said that 1,000 times over and over again. Like,
do you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to see how much it can take for Pilu to crack.
But not it's about goddamn. It's like it's a waste of time. It's like we have limited time. Why are you wasting it on something nobody cares about?
I'll do it for you, Mr. Pilu. Is that okay? I'll go on Wikipedia and I'll change it for
Okay,
you.
yes. You want to go to Wikipedia? You change it then. Yes.
I will change it for you. I'll
Yes,
give
yes.
you a
Thank you, Rod.
shout out in the
Thank you,
thing as
Rod.
well as the
When
one
your
change.
Wikipedia obsession.
Yeah.
Hey, Raj, have you got IDQ Gold blocked? Have you got IDQ Gold blocked?
Yeah, I got loads of them blocked.
Oh my god.
I don't.
He's funny, man. You want to read his comments.
No,
He's
the problem is,
funny.
some of these people, like,
Great banter.
dude,
Really
can I
good
just say
banter,
They're
something?
so
Some
man.
people,
obsessed
like,
with him,
can
though.
I just say, there's people, yeah, I've had to block because there's, look, first 6 months is quite humorous, yeah. After 4 years of the same stuff, I'm not even joking. I think this is Duke of Gold used to be on Raspec's channel, and I still hear he's still typing, and I don't understand. Like, it's just weird. I'm just bored of it.
I
So
get
don't-
added when I'm not even in the live chat or on panels.
That's
yeah,
what
it's
I'm
like,
saying. And
What's
I
that
had to
about?
jump on the other day because there was a damn troll in there.
yeah,
And
I've got most of them blocked because I don't see the point of even reading it. It's just, it's not even like they would write anything interesting. Like, it's not like they're even good trolls. Like, I want good A-list trolls in order for me to keep you. Like, I'm not gonna read bullshit 24/7.
It really hurts my feelings when they troll me. I feel sad for about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I want to move on. Yeah.
And then you got the Jihadi Kala back straight
Jihadi
after.
Kala, Rising
Jihadi
Spirits.
Kala.
Who's this unpopular purpose person?
Yo, what's up?
What's up,
hey,
Ambassador?
what's up, bro?
Greetings
What's
from
up, Jen? What's up,
Yeah.
Paylu?
Who's
How
that?
you
I
doing,
just
fam?
born rich.
Nah,
Nah,
that's
Ambassador.
unpopular. He's from the Discord.
All right.
bro.
All right. I thought it was big up Born Rich anyway. I thought it was Born Rich, man. You've only got like a few minutes left anyway.
I know. I mean, I could switch it to Discord, or I could just let it end, man. I'm probably
Is
just
Raj
gonna
on
let it
Discord
end.
now?
That's all
No,
the reason.
I'm refusing to. I'm refusing to go on
like,
Discord. To be
like,
honest,
You know,
yeah.
Raj doesn't use WhatsApp either. He's a
No,
legend.
Now, do you know what
Way
it
to
is? Yeah,
fight the
I learned the
system.
hard way through Google Meets or Google. You know, Google Hangouts was evil, man. Like, I'm so glad I'm not on these because these little
Yeah.
groups and stuff get very, very infested with toxicity. So yeah, I might join. I might join one or
Are
two.
you scared of him? IDQ Gold.
Hangouts is like this, the cesspool of.
Who?
Raj, just unblock him. Unblock him.
Why
Dude.
you didn't? Hey, Jen, why you didn't do the StreamYard joint?
Because I don't got no hours left, and I'm not paying no $25 a month. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't stream
Wow,
that much.
cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't stream enough to use it.
Yes, Lord.
They want $25 a month.
No, you get 20 hours free, innit?
Yeah, but I blew through those doing my last shows with Mr.
Oh,
Taylor.
you were
So
real-
it
oh, yeah,
resets
yeah,
on the
Mr. Taylor with
13th.
Buddhism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
See,
13th.
look, we actually the quality show. We don't want people to quality TV on YouTube.
You know what I'm
We the
saying?
quality-
We did a banging series, man.
we
That
the
was
quality
awesome.
show. Quality.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have to go through them, man, and listen to
Yeah,
some
there's
of them,
some
man.
great conversations there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I had to do it on fast forward, yeah. And Mr. Pillow,
Yeah,
you sound
definitely.
deadly on fast forward, man.
Yeah, fast forward. You talk so fast.
We had a suit check.
But you can tell
yeah.
his
Do
faith
the-
is genuine,
do the
isn't it? Mr. Peeler's faith is very genuine.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's a
Can I say something to General Pudida? I'll unblock if people can up their game. Like, he's boring. Like, what's the point of reading messages that are boring? Like, I just
General
block
is a
them.
Muslim guy, isn't it, as well?
Who?
General, he's a
And
Muslim
like, they're
guy.
all like fantasizing over little fat Sikh. It's like they love the fat Sikh. Imagine having a fetish here. Like, Faz has got toe fetish. You got your fetishes. I've got my fetishes.
I ain't got no faith.
They got fetish with the fat old man.
He said he got a toe fetish.
Yeah, there's a guy here. No, there's a guy in the UK here. His nickname is Toe Faz, and he sends pictures
Oh,
to women
shit.
of his toe, but to add spice to it, he puts it next to chicken curry and rice. Yeah.
Damn.
Seriously, he said he said
damn.
yeah, he's managed to get at least one woman to at least
Jeez.
respond to it. Yeah, he sent it to like
Damn.
1,000 though. So well done. to
Damn,
him.
you're
Big
He's
up.
he's a
Big up.
player, man. He's a player.
It's
no doubt.
working. It's working.
It's working, man. If one responds, you know.
Hey, if
that's
it
more
works,
than
it
none,
works,
innit?
man. Hey.
Right?
That's
That's what
funny.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Totally.
imagine what he must have done to that chicken with that toe before he cooked it. Though. God, that orifice must have had his little toe in there, man. Yeah, filthy individual. Filthy individual.
I
Where's
think
the
that
toe
was
stuff
one of
come from?
those
But can I say something? You know,
accidents that,
the
like,
narrative is now Faz is saying that these servers are public. Can I say something, Faz? That's worse. The fact that you would publicly post this stuff to a woman that's not your wife,
call's
a
about
public
to
server
end.
No,
is
but the
actually
It's about
toe.
to
worse.
He
end.
didn't mean to put. Yeah, but he didn't mean to put the toe in the thing, and you just zoomed in.
Oh,
Yeah, I
come
think
on,
it's one of those
man. No one
accidents that
zoomed
I
like
do it
you'll
all the
in.
never
time. Look,
do
I sent
again in your
pictures.
life. Like you're gonna look at every picture you
Hmm.
ever take now.
No,
Bye.
I
no,
sent
Yeah,
pictures
just
no.
count
of
it
the
down.
nice
The
dinner.
thing's gonna end now. Big up everyone. And yeah. Hey, big up everyone. Sorry, I think it ended. Yes, we got wrecked by StreamYards and we got wrecked by Google Meets. So, I think I got everything I wanted to say out, and thanks to everyone for coming through. Big up everyone who joined the meet, and yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.